All right, welcome beachgoers to Tales from the Lakeside. We are Table Quest, and we're delighted to present A5E Advanced 5th Edition from EN Publishing. Shout out to Roll20, the VTT we're going to be using for our dice rolls, etc. tonight. And our cast of players. We've got Kendra playing Vod. There she is. River playing Pearl.
Oh,
Joel playing the sneak thief known as Cathar.
A pleasure as always.
And I'm delighted to say that we have Ben joining us to play Dirk Bugg on a quest for vengeance.
I made it.
And there's me, Kyle, the narrator, playing everybody else. When last we left off with our group, Cathar had trundled off to a warm, dry bed. Pearl had pigeonholed barkeep, going on about the dangers of his future, and Vod had taken a shot of the strongest, perhaps strangest drink in stock at the Green Swan Inn. She began hearing a voice in her head, and upon examining herself, had realized her eyes had undergone a shocking transformation. We return there now. Vod, you have just made eye contact with yourself and realized that you look alien to yourself.
And just to clarify, Pearl's still sitting next to me, right?
Yes, but she's talking with barkeep right now. She can join if she likes.
Okay, I immediately just like slap a hand on Pearl's shoulder and I pull her closer and I point her like head towards the mirror as well. Have my eyes always looked so strange?
Oh, yes, strange indeed. Dark past looking in your eyes. Ghosts.
Okay, no, I just immediately wish you were playing.
Pearl, I will tell you that her eyes to you don't look any different than you've seen them before.
Or it could all be in your head. One of the two.
Okay. Yeah, sure. It's all in my head. And then I immediately like put my hands like or my head on my hands and look at the mirror. Okay, it's just me and you now, buddy. What's going on here?
Oh, well, I'm sure you would have many questions. But first, who are you? And you feel a fluttering in your mind, in your soul. And oh, I see, a seeker of dark truths and a purveyor of forbidden secrets. Interesting. This may have been an auspicious meeting after all.
Okay, so you're just reading my mind and learning all about me. I don't feel that that's fair or polite, so I would say maybe you should identify yourself at once before I leap over this bar and do something.
Do some harm unto yourself? Well, I suppose you're mostly right. You'll need something to refer to me as. You can call me Zettel. And I am far from here, but not so far as that.
Oh, you're one of those that likes to talk in riddles. Excellent.
Seems
Okay.
interesting, don't you think?
Well, I mean, yes, it does keep the mind quite sharp, but I like to get straight to business to tell. What is it that you seek?
Me, seek. Oh, I'm quite comfortable where I am with what I have and what I know, which is quite a lot about this town. I've lived near it for some time.
Zatel, are you are you the lake monster?
Goodness gracious me, no. No, I'm not, but I could introduce you if you like.
Yes, please do not force me to go on the overpriced and very suspicious tour. I would much prefer an arranged meeting between intellects, if that is possible.
You wound me. wound me, Vod. That tour is not overpriced. It's, well, the easiest way to get out on the lake if you're not willing to steal a boat.
Okay, who is this really? Is this the mayor? Is this... Can you disguise
No.
your voice and intercept people's minds to sell your overpriced whores?
No, I'm not the mayor either, though we do know each other. Listen, Vod, you're going to have to make a decision. This only lasts so long. And make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
An 8.
Great.
That's enough, right?
Yeah,
For
right?
our purposes, actually, yes.
Oh, wow.
Now, you want to know about this lake monster. You want to meet it, and you want to delve its dark secrets.
Yes.
I can assist you in that for a price.
Oh, what? A soul?
No, nothing.
An unborn
so...
child? Which deal do you wish to bargain?
Here, look around the bar for me, would you?
I will squint my eyes at myself, suspiciously, but I will look around the bar.
As you pass your eyes around the Green Swan Inn. Ah, yes. Your eyes pass over the lizard folk who's been passed out at the corner table since you got here. I need you to get him up and about and moving, and I need you to get him drunk.
And if I do this, that will what?
That will entice me to tell you a little bit more about what's going on in this town.
Okay. Just buy a stranger a drink. That's easy enough. But
It's
be
a simple
warned,
thing.
Zettel. I promise you this. If this is some sort of trick, you will regret this.
It's not as simple as buying him a drink. You have to get him to drink it.
Fair enough.
I'll be
Barkeep.
waiting.
And I'll flag the bartender.
Barkeep looks up from the glass he's dutifully polishing his... Yes? What can I do for you?
Do you know, and I'll point to the lizard folk, do you know this patron?
I do, yes.
What is it they like to partake in? They've caught my eye for reasons, and I wish to buy them a drink and introduce myself.
Really? Their favorite?
Yes, their favorite. Something they can't resist.
I never should have given you that. And he puts the apron and the gloves and the tongs back on, and he pulls out that same stone cylinder and dispenses another measure of the frothing, fizzing pink liquid that you shot.
Okay, pause. What, just out of curiosity, what is this, drink?
Dangerous.
Dangerous. I'm good. That's all the information you're gonna part with. It's just dangerous.
I've been pouring from this container for 15 years or so now, and never run dry. It's always as fizzy as the day I discovered it in the bar.
Interesting. And at that, while she's waiting for the drink to be poured, she'll pull out her notebook and like kind of take some notes. And the notes are very sloppily written. They're kind of not cohesive because she's shit-faced. And it's probably just doesn't make sense to her by tomorrow. But she's gonna do that while she waits for the drink.
Having done his routine of putting on the protective gear and taking it off, he slides it forwards. I didn't bother to ask. Do you want to know? I'm cutting you off. One's enough for you tonight.
Fair enough. And I'll grab the drink and, well, just walk over to the lizard book. And he's asleep still.
Yeah, he's asleep, sitting at a table, just like late.
Okay. I will like kind of loudly pull out a chair and slam the drink in front of him.
Barkeep across the room winces a little bit as you slam it down, but and the figure kind of startles a little bit. Hey.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I disturb you?
Wake me? You did.
Oh,
Yes.
apologies.
I had been sleeping. What do you want?
Well, I don't know how to say this. I'm a little bit shy, but I couldn't help but notice you're very, very interesting. And I wanted to get to know you over a drink, maybe.
Oh. Oh. And he looks down at the drink on the table and looks up at you and squints. A drink. That for me?
Yes, of course. Yes. What is your name, by chance?
Oh, and he shoots it. Makes a face. You did it for me. Perfect. Now we have some things to talk about.
Okay, add my damn, I don't have a dagger. I'm gonna just pull out nothing. Okay, Zato. Now what?
Well, you need to see about getting us on that tour.
Oh, is this like some sort of pyramid scheme, timeshare or something of the sense?
Now, listen, I understand well, you're having your expenses covered. It wouldn't do me very much good to be taking money directly from the mayor, now would it? That would draw his ire something fierce.
Oh, damn it. Fine. Wait one and go find Pearl. Pearl,
Yes.
I've seemed to have made a friend. And I'm gonna lean in really close. I think it's some sort of demon or devil or some sort of otherworldly creature who has contaminated the drink here at the bar. But anyways, I have to.
Wait. Are you made a friend?
Well, okay, friend in the loose is more of like a friend. You know when you have a friend because they can get you something and they're useful?
Oh, like a sugar daddy or something.
I prefer the term patron.
Oh, can I hear that?
Yeah, there is a lizard folk who has walked along and is now standing next to Vaude as she walks up to you, kind of following you along.
Oh, you adopted a pet?
I
Well,
adopted her.
Yeah, this is not really. This is the person you are speaking to at the moment is not the person who is the owner of this body. I may have intentionally, because I would never accidentally do something so foolish, of course not. But I may have let some sort of creature into this lizard folk person. But they weren't using their body anyway, so it's fine, right?
Yes, no,
Nice.
it's fine. If they're asleep, it's fine. Yes.
Okay, of course.
So, what do we do with it? Do we do something with it? Do we hide it?
Well, he wants me to go on a tour with it. Whatever
Like a
that
tour of
means.
the town?
Of the lake.
Frankly, it's been a while since I got myself into this body, and, well, I've got some leg stretching to do, as it were. Why don't we say tomorrow night?
Tomorrow.
We'll go on the tour. In the meantime, I've got some drinking to do.
Wait, no, don't drink. Is this tour perhaps via jet ski? That's...
I personally prefer the water skis, but jet skis are a viable option as well.
No.
Yes.
No. We must not use jet skis or we will all die. Sink. No. We could swim. We could swim.
I'm not going to stop you from swimming, but I am going to stop me from swimming. Barkeep, and Barkeep walks over with a couple of highball glasses and sets them on. They're full of like a brown liquid, and Zattel starts to just kind of sip on them.
Oh, Mr. Patron, do not drink, please. It will be unsafe. Tomorrow, we'll be walking on water with this. And she's going to put the big duck floaty down on the bench.
You want to walk?
Yes, walk, swim. They only last an hour. Depends how long we've been on the lake. It's the only way.
It's a bad way, but it's a way.
No, I've seen that it is the only safe way that we can all live and make sure that our precious lives are protected. Don't you see?
I'm gonna give you one for free, okay? That doesn't rank particularly high on my list of priorities.
And why is that?
I'm renting this body. It's a rental. I don't care.
So then you don't mind if it gets damaged?
No, I don't. But if you're saying that we need to avoid the jet skis because of danger, I'm not gonna do that. I like go fast.
Well, you could run. Perhaps a successful athletics check of some sort.
No. Do whatever you want. But tomorrow I'm gonna be on a jet ski. In fact, I might go out on a jet ski just for fun myself tonight and leave the lake out of it.
No, you should definitely wait till tomorrow because there's not that many people in town. So if you damage this body, how will I find you another one? It's the last minute. So take care of it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I am familiar with this body now.
Are you also familiar with the term that, Vad, you're familiar with the term as well. First who uses a jet ski shall perish. It's an old saying, and you'd be the first to use a jet ski if you go out tonight. If you,
Yep, that's definitely true. That's a very old saying. I've read about it. It dates back many, many centuries, millennia, all that stuff.
And I've had a premonition that a jet ski kind of catastrophe will happen on the lake. It might go
Tonight.
boom, or it might go boom.
Yeah, tonight only, but tomorrow night you're safe. So
Great.
you need to wait till tomorrow night.
Done. Barkeep. He gets another couple of refills and he continues to double fist his drinks. Meanwhile, at the edge of town, we see a figure kind of tromping along this long roadway of open ground on the way to the wooden archway to town. And Dirk, would you describe yourself a little for us, please?
Yeah, not the most imposing of figures. Dirk's about 5'10", brown hair, just kind of skulking away with a cloak. I assume just sort of on foot, just hoofing it. Missed the last cart, so just decided to keep making their way on foot. And it was rockier than he imagined, a little colder than he imagined, and definitely was a bit harsher a trip than he was expecting on his own.
That's absolutely right. And you're walking along, and you see that you're about 100 yards out from this wooden archway that you could just barely make out the dark figure of in the distance, because the rain has abated a little bit, which you're very thankful for. It has been raining on you for the last couple of hours, but it's been replaced by this miasma of fog that is just slowly wafting toward, and you've in for a little bit. You see that archway start to loom out of the fog in the distance, and you hear a faint tinkling, ding-a-ling-a-ling, of a bell. Which is immediately kind of muted, as though someone had grabbed the clapper and stopped it from ringing as the night descends.
Is this coming from ahead of me at the
is.
town, or is it coming from sort of off in some direction? Okay.
It's coming from off in the distance, in town, in the direction of town.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing ominous about any of this. And in my experience, small towns love strangers turning up late at night. So I'm gonna keep making my way towards it. Could I maybe roll like an insight or something to work out, like, would I know what that bell would be, or would I at least recognize why that might have rang if it was anything?
Insight's a great thing for you to roll. I would take Arcana also if you like, but insight's.
I don't think that's a good idea for me, so I'll take insight.
It's good to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I wouldn't know it through those methods. I'm just being a little slow trying to get it to roll. I'm afraid this is all going to come through in one go.
Is it popping up something for you to like pick an attribute?
It's not, which is making me.
I
think I might just need to type it in naturally.
Do you have your character sheet popped out in a separate window? It might be hiding behind.
I do.
Yeah,
it would be on the
it would be on the Roll20
Oh,
screen.
my apologies then.
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
So you got to have them both.
The nice thing about A5E is that it codifies that you can use different attributes for your skill checks that just make more sense. So
yeah,
it's
the
classic...
I dig that it lets you make that choice every time, because 90% of the time it's always going to be the base skill, right? But it's nice that you don't have to like roll and then be like, actually, but I've got a 4 in intelligence, so take 2 away from that or add 2. Like you can just do it.
Yeah.
But just to clarify, this would be on my intelligence, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent.
There it goes.
With an 11, you presume that it probably had something to do with you getting close to town, because you're familiar with the idea of like tripwires and alarms and that kind of thing. You just can't for the life of you figure out how you managed to trip it as you're walking along. But it stopped.
I mean, cautious people. I love it. Like, I love to see it. It implies that this town's only going to be welcoming and helpful and safe. And those are the important things that I look for in traveling to a strange area.
Well, you're in luck. With the bell silenced, it descends back into the quiet, muted sound of your footsteps on the packed, somewhat sodden earth as you get a little bit closer to the town. And as you approach even closer, why don't you give me a perception check, please.
Oh, I could only imagine that I'd be good at those. And that will be a 14.
All right. As you're walking closer, and there's not a ton for you to look at, but you do see a brief glimpse of a dim light, and it passes over a portion of a murkier part of the fog that you now, with that as context, realize is something close to a gatehouse or something like that, offset from the wooden archway into town. Just a little flicker of light as you walk up. And as you can and actually get to the wooden archway, welcome to Puddletown, you hear someone very quietly call out, "Who goes there?"
Sorry for the late hour. My name's Dirk Bugg. I'm just passing through the area. Was looking for a refuge for the night.
"Oh, no trouble at all of the dark hour. We three, we prefer the night, and the quiet and the dark."
Is there a sign-in book or anything like that, or is it just friendly nod and I go on my way?
There is a fee to enter town. It's very reasonable.
Okay. Well, it's just I've been on quite a bit of a journey, and I have lost some possessions along the way. I am unarmed, if that helps. Not by choice, but so how much would that be?
Oh, and you haven't seen the source of this voice just yet? Are you?
I sort of assumed it was coming from the gatehouse. Am I just whispering into the gatehouse, or
Not into the gatehouse. It is not coming. The gatehouse is like dark. The door is shut. The windows are shut and covered. There is no visible source of this voice at this moment. Would you?
so
would you
you
be
know, if
looking
there's
around?
like I kind of realize that I'm sort of just talking to the dark void, and I go, so you know, if there's just like a bucket I can leave the money in, I'll just carry on. Just um
Leave the fee. It's just 10 gold in the road and proceed.
okay, well, 10 gold's quite a lot, as you can imagine, for a lowly traveler, such as myself. So uh don't want to be disrespectful, Mr. Voice in the Darkness, but I can leave about 2 gold, 3 silver. Uh, if that will do, I'm sure I can make up for it while my time is here.
3 silver as a down payment will do. Yes, proceed.
At this point, I'd like to have like a look around as I kind of just look up one side, look up the other before dumping my coins on the street.
Yeah, roll another perception check or an investigation check if you like to
I
like do a proper search.
I'd like to be investigating. I think with investigation, I get some kind of special dice. But I might be doing this wrong.
Yeah, all right. With a 21. So you take your 3 silver and you kind of set them down and step over them as though you're going to proceed, and then you turn and look around to see if you can see anything. And with that, the timing is just wrong for this person. You see a very small, slim figure darting from around the side of one of the pillars of the gate, and kind of scampering towards where you've left the gold. And they stop and make eye contact with you.
Do they look in any way of authority, or is
No,
this
not in
a
the slightest. No,
this little
they are.
scallywag?
They are, in fact, wearing kind of tattered rags and appear, to your eye, as though they are pretty much a 12-year-old child.
I die for the child.
Yeah, roll.
I'm not getting robbed my first minute in town.
You almost did. Yeah, roll a reflex save, and I'll roll against you.
A reflex.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's using
Sorry.
old-timey 3rd edition terminology.
I'm citing the deep magics. My apologies. I've stopped myself from calling it a fortitude save like 4 times already.
Yep, I feel that.
That is a
Oh.
23 on the dex save. As I dive for the child.
Absolutely. Are you going for the child or the money?
The child. I'm
Okay,
not getting
yeah.
robbed. I like.
You take a big step forward and grab a hold of them, and you've got them, and they're just kind of, they squirm a little bit, and then they settle down, and they're just looking at you.
Playing a little trick, are we?
Well, it almost worked, didn't it? Can you blame us?
Well, you need to work on your hearing, because I offered you 2 gold and 3 silver, and you said 3 silver.
Oh, did we lose Kyle?
No. I'm giggling
Okay.
and trying to figure out. One more perception check for me, real quick.
Oh man, you are on fire.
That's a 22. I believe that's a crit. I don't know if that matters.
It is. That's what the green box around it means.
You've got this child, which really doesn't seem like they're presenting much of a struggle for you holding on to them, and you feel hold on just one sec. I think that fixed my side. Yes, that's much better. And you feel a faint but very familiar sensation in the pocket where you keep your money pouch. And you drop one hand from the child, and it snaps down and grabs another wrist. And you pull the hand out of your pocket, which is holding the money bag that you have. And you turn and you look, and there's another child who's looking up at you like, You're pretty good, mister.
All right. I'm not going to lie, and I need you to keep this between yourselves. I've got a real soft heart, and I just think you guys are adorable as you try and mug me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you each a gold, and you guys are going to get out of the way, and we'll both pretend that this didn't happen. But I have a feeling you guys know some things, and you're going to be about. So if I need some help, maybe you guys help me out?
Looking up at you as you're holding his wrist is like, we're around. Just put the word out. You're looking for us, and we'll make contact.
What's the names, kids?
Well, I'm Larry, and you've got Sperry, and well, off still hiding in the bushes. There's Terrence.
All right. Well, that actually does clear me out, and I wasn't lying to you. And I take the money pouch, take 3 gold coins, one, and give this one to Terrence as well. You guys get yourself a meal, all right?
All right. If you need money, well, the mayor's always got odd jobs that, well, we don't work for him, but other people do.
I appreciate that.
And do you let them go?
Yeah. I was like, hey, move a little bit further out, though. The light caught you. Make sure you're a little bit further out.
Good tip, mister. And they kind of melt back into the shadows. And you're left standing there under the wooden archway. Welcome to Puddletown. Broke as a song.
To be young again. And I whistle a tune as I walk through the gates.
Whistling as you walk along. The path through town itself it runs straight on for a good section, past a couple of buildings on your right, and then as you continue a little further, those buildings get out of the way, and you see lit up in the fog, in big glowing green letters, the Green Swan Inn. It's right here, and there is an illusion of a green swan flapping its wings.
Well, this looks quaint. And I just push against the door to go in.
You step in, and you see you've been in dozens of inns and taverns and bars before, and this one is much like those. Against the far wall there is the mirrored bar back with shelves of various liquid containers, urns and jars and glasses and bottles and stoppered things and that sort of thing, and a barkeep standing behind the counter cleaning a glass, and off to one side you see three figures in rapt conversation going on about, you overhear something about water skis or jet skis or something. And the barkeep calls out and says, "Welcome! Not often we get a night wanderer."
Thomas, what are we doing in a place like this? Your cheapest, most mind-numbing drink, please, sir.
Ah. Cheap I can do. And he pulls out a big wood jug, and pulls the top out of it, and pours a clear, thin liquid into a tall glass, and slides it over, puts the cork back in, puts it back under. That'll set you back a copper.
Oh, I can get 3 of these. I put a copper on the table, and I turn to watch that argument because that sounds like that sounds like that's going to cause drama in the next few minutes.
So Pearl and Vod, you've seen this stranger kind of walk in to the bar, walk up, lean up, exchange a few words with barkeep, and turn and start drinking on his drink, watching you and Zattel. So tomorrow, about sunset, we go. Say that again? I didn't catch that at all, in the slightest.
Are you from the other side?
No. Oh, now you're coming back.
So, sunset tomorrow, and you're going to introduce me to this lake monster.
I'll do that, thank you, yes.
Wait, but am I to understand that you know it personally?
We've met. I wouldn't say we're friendly, but...
And could you tell us how it looks, just for the notes?
You're gonna see for yourself tomorrow, but, looks like a lake monster.
And for those of us who have seen dozens of lake monsters, how would that look exactly?
Well, long neck and a diamond or wedge-shaped head and
huge head.
What about the tentacles and the eyes?
Tentacles?
Yeah, Pearl, didn't you say there was like a million tentacles and eyes and mouths and...
Yes, I did. Big, black, swarming with mist. 1,000 tentacles and 1,000 eyes to match, and teeth razor sharp, like razors.
Well, I know, in a word. It's got a tail, and four legs, and some fins.
Pearl, what did you see?
Yes, what you saw.
Disturbing is not what you saw.
What you saw was not the lake monster.
Unless there is 2
monsters. Oh, I am sitting on gold here, barkeep. Another drink.
I saw 10,000 tentacles, Mr. Lizard Patron. I saw 10,000 eyes. I specifically stood there, or swam there, drowned, and counted and drowned it.
You drowned?
Yes, from a terrible, terrible jet ski accident.
Oh, that explains the
Yes.
predisposition to fearing and hating of jet skis.
Yes.
Jet skis are good, clean fun in my experience.
But very dangerous. Very dangerous when you do not have a helmet. And I don't know if this is the type of time period that has helmets.
They're available if you want, but they're not mandatory.
I could never fit a helmet on at the same time as these headphones.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Well, I will meet you here tomorrow at sundown. I have some other business to be about, completely unrelated to the lake, I guarantee you.
What are you doing? I just gave you this body and now all of a sudden you're just taking it out for a joyride? You should be thankful to me and serving me. I should be your patron. I gave you life. I gave you legs.
The
And
deal
Kyle-
was I introduced... Huh?
Can I argue getting a source of inspiration? Because I sacrificed... Hold on. Okay, so part of my metamorphosis, I get an inspiration whenever I make sacrifices to attain new lore, contacts, items, or etc. to aid to my transportation. Can I argue I sacrificed my well-being?
Someone else?
potentially?
Absolutely.
Yeah, or sacrifice someone else? Cool.
Yeah.
So-
Take an inspiration point. That's...
Okay.
Absolutely.
I guess that was very deity-like of you.
I have a question too while we're here.
Yeah.
As a part of my signs of faith, I took premonition, so it's part of my cleric, one of my cleric features. And so when I was having a little resty, I was supposed to tell you to give me a piece of information that would be handy, that I'd be able to decipher.
And that's on like a short rest?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I will do that. Something that will be helpful.
I didn't understand what the comments meant about it censoring Kendra's drink, but I've just seen it, and that is actually quite funny.
Totally on purpose, of course.
And you know how there was my debate, the wasn't really a debate, it was a debate with myself last session that we did, where I was just like, do I have this like this ability that gives me that D20 at the beginning? So I do have that.
You do have the portent.
I do
Okay,
have it,
yeah.
and then I don't have it, and then now I actually do it. So it's called Glance the Future, and it's a part of my elf heritage, and so I get one of those. So maybe I'll just roll that now.
Yeah. Roll your portent. Put that in your pocket.
I hope it's something terrible.
I mean, you want high or you want low if you're going to hand it to yourself or somebody else?
I hope it's a
And
1.
you got a 12. Right
Oh,
down
very
the
happy.
middle.
Very average day, very average day.
I mean, you know, there's a rogue ability somewhere down the line where you can just substitute a 10 in for your skill checks, right?
Right.
So it's like that.
It's like that.
Oh, there we go. My browser is playing nicely with me. Okay. What to choose from?
Dirk has fallen in the lake.
Oh no, Dirk. That wasn't supposed to happen just yet.
I dropped my pen. I was trying not to draw attention to
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome for that.
it. I really picked an inconspicuous time, like the moment the DM's looking something up.
That's right. There's no scene going on. Just go.
Okay. Is it just to you, or can I share it with the rest of the class?
So it would technically just be to me,
Okay.
and then I'll
I'll message it to you then. What was it gonna be?
I'm scared.
I'm also
I feel-
scared.
I feel worse for the viewers than us. I'm fine with not knowing that, but I feel feel bad for the viewers not getting to see what this premonition is.
I'll definitely lie about it.
While you're doing that, I want to call out again how great the art that our Pearl did for this little campaign is. And as it is beginning to unveil itself, it is this cartoon style that you're using. It just fits what this story is turning into so perfectly. So, like, great Kismet.
So this whole animation thing going on here, just props. This is production value right here.
Yeah.
This is where the money's going.
Well done, team.
Oh, you got it then. Good, good.
Okay.
I don't like that face. Oh no. Oh no, Pearl.
Zattel is looking at the two of you, and Barkeep walks up with the bottle that he had gesticulated for, gets it from Barkeep, and turns to walk out with a good evening.
I feel like Pearl, she probably has a drink. She's probably gotten a drink somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably for free as well. She probably the bartender like shut up. Here's some, even if it's water. But she'll be holding it, and she's gonna look down into her cup, and just ignore everything around her, and then look like just directly at Vad. I had a dream. I had a dream last night. I had a dream. Look at the cup. Look at the cup. Do you see it?
Do I have to do? Okay, fine. I look into the cup.
She's just gonna splash around, splash around. Do you see? What is in there? What is in there?
You splashing water at me. Yes, I see that.
No, look further, look further, look further. Look.
I'm
Right
looking,
there.
Pearl.
Right there, there's the monster. Do you see it? Do you see it? Swimming about, swimming about, swimming about. Two great eyes, legs, and tentacles. Two multiple. Oh.
Pearl, I see it.
You do? You do? You have the
I
gift!
see it. Oh my gosh, what does this mean?
You have the gift. And then I'm gonna tip the water out on the bench that the bartender just cleaned up recently for me doing this. It's right there, I see it. Death by jet ski. Monsters, monsters, 10,000 eyes, 10,000 limbs. Another thing. It
But
could
Pearl,
be the creature.
what is that? What does that mean? I point to just like a random spot in the water. I
That's a
see.
peanut.
No, next to the peanut, Pearl. Next to the peanut.
Oh, what do you think it means?
I see myself. And I look so good and beautiful. And I am godly. And there are so many people looking up at me, worshiping me, as they should. Do you see it too, Pearl?
I think that maybe you're going through a state of delusion, perhaps. But no, you're very, very good looking.
I am. That's not in the question, but yes.
Oh, that signifies something untrue, perhaps. But then also there's truth behind it. You see. She's just gonna swish the water with her hand. Is it still there?
Yeah. Wait, no, Pearl. Actually, it's changed. I see you now.
Oh, that's just got a reflection.
No, Pearl, I think this is more than a reflection. I see you, and I kind of side-eye this stranger that has entered the bar. And I look at Pearl. Pearl, I see you and a handsome stranger who has just entered a bar.
Oh.
And you're getting along so well. But wait, Pearl, and I grab her hand. Be careful, he's not all that he seems. There is something strange about him. You must not trust him, for he might not only steal your heart.
What else would he steal?
I can't go on, Pearl, the gift.
Oh! Oh! Oh, he's going to steal my heart! But we can't mention that, because Twitch might ban us.
Hey, barkeep, what's going on over there?
Well, that one there has spilled about 8 drinks tonight. And that one there had 1 drink and immediately started acting really strange. I'm actually on my way to go cut them off. Do you want to? I'll introduce you. What if you like?
Well, let's maybe hold on just a second there. I thought it was a bit late in the season for fortune tellers.
Yes, this one is freelance. Or just free, I guess.
Well, I'm looking for someone to kill some time with because I can't afford to stay here. But just wondering, I had a friend come by here last couple of weeks. Pretty nondescript, but definitely would have left his name. Definitely was here a couple of days at least. Thomas Teal. Just wondering if you recognize the name at all.
Thomas Teal, nondescript.
He was a couple of years older than me. Definitely looked like he'd been in the wars a bit. Quite prominent scar.
Let me think. And roll me a luck check while you're...
Do we have luck, or do you just want me to roll a d20?
Just give me a d20. No modifiers, no
Make
nothing.
it interesting. Roll a d100.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Are you serious? I'm typing.
Hey, so long as it's got at least 2 facets.
94.
You said the name was what again?
Thomas Teal? He definitely would have left his name. He kind of like makes a big thing of it. He wants to be remembered where he goes.
Oh, that... Well, if he'd be ringing a bell if what you say is true. And, well... No, I can't say as I've seen them in here the last couple of weeks.
He mentioned this pub in his last letter. You really couldn't remember anything, him coming through at all, whether he would have stayed in the area?
This is the only lodgings in the town, but Teal. Do
I hear this?
Yes.
Oh! Oh, my dear, come. Come to me. You said Teal.
Oh, you're talking to me. Yeah, okay. Thanks for your help. Thanks for your help, mate, anyway.
Give me your hand.
Yeah, go on then.
Very strong hands, strong grip. Soft, do you moisturize?
Well, I try to take care of things.
Teal. I'm getting something. Very soft hands.
Yeah, I mean, if we could stay focused on the missing friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Friend. Oh, yes, a friend. Thomas Teal. Oh, I'm getting something. It's not a premonition or anything like that, but they did come to see me. I just really wanted to hold your hands. They came to see me in one of my abodes. They came for I don't know why I'm doing this with my eyes, but they came for a reading. I gave them a reading.
Was this after a couple of drinks?
No, they came willingly. They'd seen my service in the paper.
Where was this?
This was at a named location that I can't remember right now, but I'm sure it'll come to me later on. It was out in Nether Woods by a pond of sorts. Not this pond, a different pond, a small pond, 2 fish. But they came to me wanting to see something. They seemed like they were in a rush. But I told them, everything's fine, you're fine. Go to Puddletown, it'll be amazing and you'll enjoy it.
Sorry, you told him to go to Pondtown? You're telling me to go to Pondtown? Do you mean Puddletown?
Yes, no, ponds and puddles, they're all the same thing. There's a lake, so why is it not called Laketown? It's all the same bodies of water.
Because there's about 8 across the continent, I think. There's a lot of lake towns. It's just...
Oh, okay, just a puddle, was it puddle? Maybe I sent him to the wrong place.
So are you guys all together, or is this...
I just met this woman here tonight for the very first time.
What are you talking about? We're best friends.
No. Pearl, and I whisper this very loudly. Pearl, I think that's the handsome stranger I was telling you about in your fortune.
He has very soft hands.
Mm.
That's one of my favorite things.
Is this like a line? Because I'm being quite serious. Like, my friend's missing, and that's quite a priority to me. They're very, very flattered. Love this whole, but kind of do want to stay on the missing friend thing if possible.
Okay, well, if you are serious about this, bartender, can I get another water?
No, you're cut off.
But I need to do a premonition.
Do it. Okay, do it outside. Dirk, you said your name was, right? Not everybody who comes to town comes to the Green Swan Inn. It is only most. If you want to look further, you could ask Wait, did you ask Walter?
You're the first person I spoke to. Turned just up maybe an hour ago.
Walter, you're not allowed to just sleep through the bell. But whatever. I'm telling the mayor on you. Talk to Walter in the morning. He greets people who come into town, so long as he's awake, I guess. He may have...
I didn't think to ask him about that specifically. I thought you would have been the person to ask. But you're right, I should check with Walter, who I spoke to earlier. And I don't want to raise suspicion about the kids, so I kind of know who I have already spoke to and would love to speak to again, having already done so.
Okay, you're saying it in such a way that I want to make you roll a deception check.
I think I realized my mistake as I was doing it, so I accepted the deception was coming.
All right.
Ooh. But hey, we got that charisma.
Oh, yeah.
A 19.
I think that the most difficult thing was overcoming the natural skepticism that Walter would have gotten out of bed at this hour. Barker was, yes, ask Walter. He talks to, he's got the most comprehensive understanding of the people who come and go in the town.
I appreciate that. I'll follow up with them. But thank you. And if anyone kind of mentions him in passing, please do let me know. It is, I'm worried about him.
I'll make note. All right.
So they're cut off. Am I cut off?
No. You're fine.
I'll have another one of the strange clear liquid, please. That felt good.
Yeah, and he pours you another one.
And as the barkeep leaves, I'll sort of pour Pearl out a bit.
Thank you. Oh, there's not enough. I'm just gonna
pour
drink it really.
Just roll my eyes and pour a bit more.
That's definitely enough. I'm gonna just throw it back, drink it, but I'm gonna pull out some sage from my satchel and I'll start burning it in front, and there'll be smoke. And I'm gonna just grab him, Dirk, by the shoulders, and I'm gonna use my Channel Divinity, which is All-Seeing Oracle. It gives me a still shot of what Thomas Teal would be seeing if they are still alive
Right at this exact moment.
at this moment.
You get a vague snapshot of a dark room.
Can I see any features in this room, or is it pitch black?
It's I'll put it this way. You get a not nothing response. But that is it.
A not nothing response. So
it's what I would imagine you would see if you use this channel. Is that coming through?
Yes.
Sorry,
I was so loud. I was like, what is going on outside?
It's still getting actually raided in the next room.
No, that just happens. It's what you get. What I would imagine would happen if you were to use this on someone who you know is unconscious, or has their eyes shut, or is incapacitated in some way.
I feel like at this point, Pearl has taken every opportunity because she's like, handsome, hello. And so she's taken every opportunity to touch you. But I think you'd see that something is wrong for a brief moment as she just pulls her hands off of you. I'm sorry.
That looked positive. That looked like you got a real thing. What was that?
Can I use another one of my features before I answer?
Oh.
Yeah,
And I'm going to go to comfort Dirk. But as soon as my hand touches, I can give them a single premonition. And so, yeah, touch.
The premonition is of you again disassociate and then reassociate, and the two of you are with a couple of others, and the first thing that you perceive is the sound of the two of you breaking through the surface of the water, coming up through, and you see as you're bobbing there, floating, that you've come through in a dimly lit with some gently glowing moss, an underwater cave that you are in. And you look around and you can see that the moss is glowing a faint green, and down in the distance, the cave kind of slopes up from where the water is to a place that you could stand, and continues off into the further darkness, and you can't see beyond that. And you snap back into your bodies. Dirk, you very briefly hallucinate, very frankly, that you're somewhere else. In this cave.
Do I understand any of what just happened to me, or I was in the lake, I saw the distance?
Yep, yeah, that's like it's like a hard cut in the stream of your consciousness where bar, cave for a while, you're in the water, and then you're back in the bar.
Ooh, okay, didn't love that, don't enjoy that. Ooh, I take like a swift, heavy drink. Where was that?
Lake. I believe we were coming up the lake. A cave. A cave. Moss. Mist. The monster. I think your partner is in a cave.
Okay, this is good. We're getting somewhere. Okay. So the cave outside, the cave somewhere in the lakes.
Somewhere out there, but you see, he was not conscious. I fear the worst. I fear the worst. The monsters come. The monsters come.
So one of the not weeping people. What's the monster?
Okay, so there's a lake monster that this town is known for. I think most of it's all sham. I think they like, anyways. But on the off chance that it's true, there's a monster on the lake who probably has lots of powers and 10,000 tentacles, 10,000 eyes, and probably untold power.
Okay. Doesn't sound like my first point to go for when arriving in a strange town, but when in Puddletown, as the expression goes.
Is that okay? Maybe that's an expression the locals use. Are you a local?
I'm not. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Okay. Well, my name is. I put out my hand like this, though, like the fancy way. Pleasure. The name is Vajania Ben Alfe Rajalinia, but you can call me Vad. What is your name?
I'm Bugg, Dirk Bugg.
Dirk Bugg. Okay, well, that is unfortunately Pearl. So we're just here to sightsee. And you're here looking for your lost friend.
Barkeep pipes up and says, "Didn't you take a job from the mayor? Isn't that why you're on his credit?"
Well, that just happened randomly. I mean, just as what Pearl would say, maybe by fate. We were fated to work for the mayor. Oh, and we were supposed to look at that house. Should we do that in the morning, Pearl?
Yes, in the morning. I've got a question really quickly.
Yes.
Dirk, does Thomas Teal, do they have any notable items on them? Say jewelry or a locket or anything that is important?
Oh, I want to say pocket watch, but check it. But he glances at Kyle to check technology allowances. Yeah, no, he'd say a pocket watch. He'd have. We actually have similar pocket watches. It's how we stay synced up when we're investigating cases. I'm an investigator, by the way. That's my trade.
My hand would still be on Dirk's shoulder for just a minute. Oh, rubbing, trying to comfort, even though you're probably not upset. Oh, she's upset, so she's rubbing your shoulder to comfort
Dirk
her.
has so far been just allowing it in the most passive way. Just
I'm gonna cast Locate Object on the locket. This person's come to get readings from me a few times, and so I would have seen it at some point. And I want to cast that to see if I can locate it.
I am going to pull up the spell, Locate Object, so that I know how this goes.
Mm-hmm.
You cast Locate Object, and what does that? There's a spoken word part of it, and some gestures that go along with it. What does that look like for Pearl? How do you?
For Pearl, I feel like she'd probably just shake a little bit and then say what it is. Pocket watch. Does that mean anything to you?
Glass of cold read.
Yeah, the pocket watch that I told you about moments ago.
That was out of character, dear.
we had this conversation. You went silent for a few seconds, and then you asked me. Sorry, no, carry on. I didn't mean to derail that. I actually thought you did ask me that in character. That's why I answered about being an investigator.
In that way that you are familiar with your visions influencing yourself, you feel your consciousness expand out like a bubble that's inflating. And it grows and it grows and it zooms upwards out from the Green Swan Inn, and you see the town from below, and you have this sensation, this feel of want, of need, and you're further and further back, and you're now, you think, about 1,000 feet off the ground, and that bubble is overinflated, and it pops, and you're back in the Green Swan Inn. It's not within the reach of the spell of you.
Your partner is not in reach of the spell that I just cast. So we can't help you,
Was it a long reach?
It was fairly long, about 1,000-foot radius if you want to be very specific.
Is that like spherical? So that means he's definitely not below or above.
Yes, no, not 1,000 forward, 1,000 behind, 1,000 above, 1,000 below. Maybe 6 feet below, we never know. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Thank you for helping me. This has been an evening. You guys have been great. I would love to help you out any way I can. But kind of feel that I don't know how much you can help me with this.
I mean, if we run into your partner, and we'll just send him your way.
I'd appreciate that. Also, you said you were doing work for the mayor. Someone said that, that's a good gig to get in on.
Oh, you want in on the job with the mayor, eh?
I'd love enough money to pay for my room tomorrow night.
Oh, another one of these. Okay, yeah, we kind of have an in with the mayor, and we're just charging everything to his credit because we are, very important people to this little town. So we could put in a good word for you, but what's in it for me?
Well, what would the job be? I have quite a few skills.
Well, we are investigating something tomorrow, and you did say you are some sort of investigator.
Yeah, I think I'm in the top 17 in Belagar.
How strong does Dirk look?
Not particularly. He's 5'10". He's a little scrawny. The reason he's so good at his job is because you wouldn't really notice him in a crowd or anything like that.
Damn, it won't be useful there. Okay, well, it is quite a long hike, so I'm told, to get to this house. And I've rented a donkey and a cart, so I'll let you join us on this job if you pull the cart when the donkey no longer can. You guys can switch off. Take turns.
That seems reasonable. Is it a particularly sickly donkey?
Yes. I've been told he's very ill, but not in the way that you're thinking. It's more of like he's brokenhearted. He's going through a really hard time right now, and I really care about this donkey named Steven. So, just be a doll and help Steven out when he gets a little bit tired, okay?
Yeah, sure. And how much does this pay him?
Well, infinite supply, sorry. We've just been charging things to the card or to the mayor, so I don't really know. Just charge everything to him.
I can only see this going well. I'm in.
Perfect. Shake on it, and this is binding because there are beings watching, and they know if you break promises, so shake on it.
I'm gonna put my hand on top. Yes, very soft hand. Wait, shouldn't Cathar be here for this? My premonition wishes might have come true. He may have drowned. Drowned.
Oh.
I'm just gonna
And who's-
scream out until something happens.
Cathar, are you sleeping soundly at this point?
Actually, no. Having had a nice, refreshing bath, I would have gone up to my room and felt restless, and I think I would have enjoyed going for a bit of a walk in the cool of the night and climbed out the window of the room just for the fun of it because I can do that. And I'm really interested in that bell tower. So I think I would go to investigate the bell tower, and that's where I've been for the last however long that was going on.
Yes, you climb out your window and crawl down the exterior of the Green Swan Inn, and surveying the town, you realize that there is a bell tower at the top of the building that the mayor gesticulated at when he said City Hall. That's where I am.
Of course.
And are you, is your goal to climb this bell tower and, examine the bells?
It most certainly is.
All right. You're a phenomenal climber, but just for appearance's sake,
Sure.
give me an athletics check, please.
Absolutely. I can completely understand why you would request such a thing.
And you know what? For sure you have advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I think I have a little button on the Roll20 character sheet that will let me roll with advantage automatically. And that would be athletics. And that would be a strength-based athletics roll.
I would hear a dexterity-based one if you're so inclined.
I
but
am inclined for it to be dexterity.
I would imagine so.
I will roll with dexterity. I have no specialty, so I will not use that. And that would be a 21 with advantage.
That will do it for you. If you want to roll it just to see if you crit, then...
It rolled 2 d20s.
and it just... we just see the
I got
one.
a 2 and a 17 base roll, plus
All right.
bonuses.
Perfect. Oh, I like that. Okay. So you walk up to the base of the building. You can see the bell tower up above, and you climb it. And as you're climbing, you have some leisurely time to kind of examine the building as you go past, and you realize as you're climbing up, it seems to be about a 4-story building, and there are windows dotting the side that you're crawling up. They make very convenient hand and footholds. Not that you really need them with your sticky fingers.
I am interested in what is in every window that I pass.
Absolutely. That's why I bring them up, actually. Curious, you peer into them, and you see the interior of a room. It seems like a plain drawing room, right? A buffet along one wall, a couple of chairs and some bookshelves, and a crackling fire in a fireplace up against the far wall. The thing you notice that's strange about it is there is no door that you can see in this first room that you peer into, and considering yourself interested in taking a proper survey of the entire thing, you crawl up and poke your eyes into the next window that you pass, and it's a very familiar drawing room, exactly the same. A buffet, a bookshelf, some chairs, and a crackling fireplace.
Exactly the same.
Exactly the same. And you crawl up another window and look in, and it remains the same drawing room.
Am I any closer to the roof at this
You
point?
are!
3
That's a
stories
very
up?
good question. Entirely a fair question, I will say. You are closer. In fact, you are at the 3rd story of the 4-story building, at which point it draws into a proper, bell tower shape.
Of course. What about the rooms of the windows to the left and the right?
You crawl over to the next column of windows, and it's the same drawing room. If you take the time to examine all the windows on the 1st floor, and the 2nd, and the 3rd, and the 4th, You're looking into one room.
Can I open one of the windows?
You can try.
I would like to. I will check carefully to see if there's any device that might harm someone trying to enter without permission, of course.
Yeah, that sounds like an investigation check to me.
I think that's probably accurate. No advantage on this roll, of course. So
Not on this one.
Switch that back. Investigating with my intelligence results in a 17.
You examine the door, the window frame, and the sill, and all the things around it, and the glass, and you've spotted a trap in your time, and it seems clean, seems clear.
All right. Does it seem to be locked?
You're not quite sure whether the latch in the position that you can see it in is in its locked or unlocked position. It's in a position.
Then I will certainly try to just open the window.
It's a like lift sill, and so you kind of pull on it upwards, and give me a strength check.
Of course. Straight strength or athletics?
Straight strength.
All right. Oh, it seems to be stuck.
It really does. It's either jammed or locked or stuck or something. You're pulling up on the what should slide up, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Is it it's a 2-section window? Yes, 1 section.
Yeah. It like
does the top
trying
section slide down?
With the central pane in the middle, yeah, it'll slide like that.
Can I try to pull the top section down using my body weight?
Yeah. Give us a strength check. And yeah, why don't you do athletics then? With dex.
With dexterity.
Yeah. Because you're trying to get the angle where you can get your body weight to really pull down on this thing.
Right, of course. That would be a natural 20.
Well, that's phenomenal. So what you do is you get your feet kind of placed and planted and properly stuck on, and you reach up with your sticky fingers and affix to the glass and start to pull on it, and you really wrench, and instead of coming down, the window pane and the window and the frame comes off in your hands and completely detaches from the building.
All right. Can I keep it from falling?
If you hold it with one hand, you can climb back down or up.
Yes.
And set it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I don't need to climb up and down. I would just like to sort of turn it at an angle and slide it in through the hole I just created and put it down.
That's the strange thing. It didn't make a hole. The wall is clean and blank.
Oh, there's now no window.
There is no window. You have removed the concept of window from this section of wall.
What do I see if I look in the window I'm holding in my hand?
That same room.
Oh, that's very interesting. I'm going to climb up onto the roof and put the window down on the roof.
Yeah, you slide it down, set it down. It's setting there nicely, and now you're up on top of the roof of City Hall.
Well, if I look back down the way that I came, is there still a hole where there should be a window?
Like absence of window?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the pattern of
gone.
window placement is broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My doggo wants pets. I apologize for the whining in the background.
That's okay.
You know, I had something in mind when I decided to go for this walk, but this is very intriguing. I'm gonna check the area. It's fairly late at night, correct?
Yes, it's fairly late at night. It's fairly dim. The fog is fairly thick. You're gonna, like, use the rooftop of your vantage, just kind of peer out over the town.
Yes, I'm gonna walk all the way around the edge of the roof and just check to see if I can hear or see anyone about.
Make either an investigation or a perception check.
All right. Let me see. Another natural 20.
You notice two things on your perimeter walk of town hall. First, the first thing you notice is that looking down out down the front of the building, you can see a faint glimmer of light coming out from under the front door of the building. And the other thing that you notice as you're walking about is you're looking out at the other rooftops, and one of the rooftops that you have vantage on, being at the top of this fourth story building, is the top of the Green Swan Inn, which is only a 3-story building.
Of course.
And you notice that tucked away in a bit of shadow cast by the weak moon, you notice the glint of a set of eyes looking out at you from the rooftop of the Green Swan Inn.
On the roof.
Yes.
And clearly looking at me.
It's hard to say. They're looking. You don't get the sizzling realization of eye contact, but
looking in my general direction.
Yes, it wouldn't be unheard of for you to have been observed.
And it's dark, so how do I know they are green eyes?
It's just a glint of eyes.
I see. I thought I heard you say a color, so I wasn't sure if they were glowing or something like that. So I just see someone, the moonlight catches their eyes or something. All right, and that side of the building that I'm on currently is the side that faces the inn. Is that the side that I climbed up?
I think that you would probably have. So, this building is like next to another building, and then is like diagonal from the Green Swan Inn. I would give you the benefit of having gone around to the far side.
I would have
if you so
tried
desire.
to find the least noticeable location.
Yes,
okay,
there is a side that you can have chosen.
If someone was watching, they didn't see anything specific, but they may have noticed me up on the roof. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. I think I will leave the window be for the moment, right where I left it, and I would like to continue up to the top of the bell tower.
Yes. You climb the last 30 feet or so of bell tower up on the... There's some architecture on it that really makes it a fairly easy thing for you to do. I'm not going to make you roll for this last bit of climb. You get up to the top of the bell tower where it opens up so that the sound can reverberate out. And you see in the bell tower there is a single bell.
Yes.
That is, you're familiar with, it's a bell and there's the clapper. This one is made of a clear refractive material, and there is no clapper.
Interesting. And it's quite large, is it?
It is. It's probably 3 feet or so across, maybe 4.5 tall.
And are there any ropes or other sort of connections to it that I can see of any kind?
None visible to the naked eye. It's hanging from a crossbeam by a bit of chain, or, well, on a pivot. But there's no obvious connection or gears or counterweights or even a rope running down the inside of the tower. In fact, if you look down below the bell,
Yes.
it's just a straight shot down, no ladder, no rope, no cross sections, nothing to assist in the climbing up of for someone to activate this bell.
If I were to climb to the top of the bell, climb the bell itself to get up there and look, is there anything?
Make me a perception check.
All right, I can do that. Perception is wisdom-based, and I assume I can use the base stat for this, correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's a 19.
All right. You find that there is as you climb the top of this bell and are looking around up here, and you see that there is something scratched into the stone that makes up this clock tower. And you investigate a little further, and it's actually a section that has been carved away, and you remove it, and you look in, and you see a small velvet envelope.
I would like to take the envelope.
You take the envelope. It's heavy, but not bulky. What it is.
Can I open it?
Yeah. You open up the velvet envelope, and you find a small ring made of a blue crystal material.
Interesting. I pocket it, and then pocket the envelope in another pouch. Is there anything else in the hole that I discovered?
Some initials scratched in, but what languages do you speak or read?
Let me double check that. My languages are, I believe that was under features, Draconic and Gnomish.
You do recognize the characters
Excellent.
that these are written in. They are the characters TL.
In what language?
Draconic.
Interesting. And is it like a T and L sort of situation?
It's not like they're not in a heart with an arrow through.
Okay.
It's a T dot L dot.
I see. I'm going to carefully examine the rest of the space for anything else, draconic symbols, or really arcane symbology. I'd like to really understand what makes this town's bells work.
For BB.
He just
as you
pets.
Yeah. As you examine the interior of this clock tower, or not clock tower, bell tower, you find that for the most part the stone itself and the crossbeam are largely mundane. But really looking at this bell, you do find some arcane symbols that are etched on the outside of the bell.
On the bell itself.
Yes.
Can I gather any understanding of their purpose?
Make me an Arcana check.
Would that be an intelligence check?
It would be.
All right. 13.
You feel fairly confident that they have something to do with the conditions that are necessary for the bell to ring.
Interesting. I am going to pull one of my daggers from its sheath, and I'm going to see if I can deface each of those symbols in some way.
Okay, let me check something. Okay. I'm gonna have you make an attack roll for
Alright,
this.
fair enough. Let me see here. I think that would be this. 16 with 5 piercing damage, and if I can take the time to punch hard and precisely, I would like backstab damage for that as well.
I'm so sorry. I'm not going to give you sneak attack damage on the object.
Fair enough.
That is enough for you to scrape away at one of the symbols, and if you take your time,
Yes.
you would be able to deface to any extent
All of them.
all of them.
All
All right.
of them.
You give a proper scratching to, and at a certain point, about halfway through, you get to a kind of large one, and you start to deface it, and the bell starts to ring. Da-ding, 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 da-ding.
Can I just, like, haul back and punch it?
Give me another attack roll.
A 12 and a 5.
You, somewhat startled and panicked, you swing your dagger in, but the angle on it is not quite right, and it just glances off to the side.
All right. How much time did it take to do the first half of the symbols?
The first half of the symbols probably took you no more than 5 minutes.
I can't take that much time. I am going to crawl down the tower, keeping an eye out for anyone that might be looking. And I'm going to return to that window on the ceiling and lie down flat and look in the window and check the area around me from a position that I feel is not visible unless you were on the roof.
Okay, so the window that's flat on top of the roof,
Correct.
you're looking into it?
Yes, but also taking back
Okay.
and forth.
I mean,
back
you've
and
got
forth.
you've got your
Yes.
your
Exactly. I'm doing both. Yes.
yeah,
At the same time.
your what's it? Your heterogeneous look direction.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, one eye looking into the drawing room. There's no change. There's no movement. Still no door. The fire keeps burning. The books sit there. And in the other, am I correct in thinking that you, in aiming to be unseen, have activated your ability to blend in with your surroundings?
Let me double check
Because-
the limitations of that ability.
Yeah, my thinking of it is that it's really just an action, but I guess it could be gated to a shorter long. You can have had a short.
You can change the patterns and colors on your scales, and with effort, extend that ability to your equipment, spending an action to become invisible until the end of your next turn. It doesn't say there's a limitation on how often I can do it, so
Yeah,
yes,
it just
I would just
costs an
continue triggering it over and over again.
Perfect. Yeah. Like nice, smooth dovetailing. It's like, oh, okay, turn's about to end. Kick it on again. Okay. So you are laying there, kind of on the cobblestones, because that's easier to blend in where the roof stones. It's easier to blend in with those than it is with this window
Correct.
thing.
Yes.
So you're like looking in and you're looking around, and from the front of the building, which is kind of off to the side of you, you see a figure climb up and stand there and look around and look up at the bell tower. What? And you recognize the voice as the mayor.
Did he just climb the building?
He did, yes.
Does he have some sort of climbing apparatus of some sort?
No grappling hook, no pitons, no
Is he-
spiked shoes.
Is he wearing, like, dress shoes?
Yeah. They're
Okay,
they're like
interesting.
slick bottomed, like leather soled. Yeah, you know the kind. And he's looking around, and he claps, and the bell falls silent. There's okay, and he walks over to the bell tower, and he looks up and says, in the morning, and he turns around and he walks back and he hops off of the roof and disappears out of your sight.
I will, as stealthily as possible, crawl to that exact location and look down.
Yeah. By the time you scurry over invisibly to the edge and peer over the top of it, you can see the mayor's cloak disappearing into the front door and the door shutting.
Interesting. All right. I've gathered some not necessarily useful but intriguing information. I would like to go back up to the bell and ignore that symbol, that particular symbol, and work on the rest of them.
Yeah, absolutely. You climb your way back up and make me a perception check.
All right. I can do that.
And I'm correct in my belief that you don't have an ability to see things that are not strictly visible, right? You don't have true sight or
I do not
or
have anything
magical
like that.
auras or okay, just checking.
But that is a 14 on my roll.
Okay. You climb back up to the top of the bell tower and you find the spot that you were so rudely interrupted at, and you skip it and you continue scratching through these symbols around the rest of the dome of the bell. You finish scraping off these symbols and look at the tip of your dagger, which is significantly worse for the wear.
Of course.
And stow it and consider your job completed.
All right. Well, then I suppose there's only one other thing to do. I'd like to go back to the window. Has it attached itself to the roof?
No, it has not.
Then I will pick it up over my head and throw it at the ground.
Like off the building?
Yes.
Okay. Off that like most stealthy side of the building that you took it from?
No. In front of the front door.
Okay, all right. You walk over to the edge and you throw it off the top, and it tumbles because it has to fall 40 feet, and it hits the ground and it smashes and shatters, and there is glass and wood everywhere. And just a second later, out jumps the mayor, and he's what? And he looks up.
I'm invisible.
What is going on? And he's gonna shut the door behind him and stand there and lean against the door and look around. Make me a stealth check just for fun with advantage.
Of course.
Yes.
Sorry, really quick. We were funding a community challenge in the chat, and we met our goal, shockingly, that you need to pet your dog.
Oh,
The people
amazing. Amazing.
There's the fun litigation is going on behind the scenes.
I
Please pet the
just
dog.
reached out to pet him, and he thought I was getting up. So I think he actually needs to go out. So I'm going to make this
Perfect.
roll, and I'll be right back.
We'll make this roll, and why don't we go to a brief intermission, and then we can come back.
A 24. I'll be right
Oh,
back.
excellent.
Hell
We'll
You
be
see, guys, this is why activism is important. This is why praxis
Praxis.
is important.
Your
because
voice matters.
If we come together, things can get done, and that's one of the messages we want to drive home here at Table Play.
Yes. And also a big shout out and thanks to Feline Ignite for the bits. It will be going to the dog's legal funds. And please, no more puns in the chat. I will ban you.
No,
I won't.
no.
I won't let her. I will instantly let you do it. Don't worry about it.
No puns.
Yes, puns. God says puns.
Also, if we're about to cut to a break, it's been a few months. Remember to use your Amazon Prime subscription on us. If you've got an Amazon Prime and you haven't used it on us yet, that would be really helpful. Thank you.
I mean, frankly, I don't know how soon we're going to cut to a break. Joel's the one who can do that, and he's stepped away for a moment. So
Oh, that's
we're
really
just
helpful.
hanging out here, folks.
Wait,
Hello,
I might be able
everybody.
to do it.
It's like that moment where something goes wrong in the
I
production
can't
office
do
on the
it.
news, and then they just stare at the camera until something changes. So
I want
Just do
okay, so
that.
I want my like green screen background to be our feed.
Ah.
Yeah.
wait, so it just keeps mirroring.
Yeah,
you
so we
and-
can
oh.
recurse infinitely.
Oh no.
You work that
Oh.
word into every season of the show that we do. Every single show you try to just work that word in there once.
It's a good word. I get a lot of mileage out of it.
Wait, I've got a
Before-
joke while we're waiting for Joel to come back. Did you guys hear about the cow that couldn't make any milk? She was an utter failure.
That reminds me of a trio of jokes that I quite like. What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean
Ow.
beef.
Oh.
What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. What do you call a cow with 3 legs? Tri-tip.
Can we go to break, please? Can we go to break?
Joe, you've got to put us in break. Help!
Oh,
What is the break, Joel?
I will.
I've been.
We're back.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Dogs have been pet.
For the record,
Breaks have
the
been
dog was
taken,
being
yes.
pet the whole time. I was
Yes.
not ignoring the dog. He was just being a whiny old man.
Likely story.
Thank you, Feline Ignite. They just discovered that we have new channel point system. You can donate your points and you can redeem pet that dog. So now, Joel, if somebody needs you to pet the dog, they can just tell you with their channel points.
Just let me know, because I'm not
Yep.
necessarily following the channel minute by minute.
Right,
Will
yeah.
do.
When we stepped away,
Yes.
Cathar, you were kind of invisibly staring down from the top of City Hall down at the mayor,
I
who
am.
was kind of leaning up against the closed front door of City Hall, kind of just taking in the night, looking around. He had looked up briefly, but now he's kind of staring at the annihilated, shattered window, and looking at it, he perks up for a second, and he takes a couple of steps over the broken glass and wood of the frame, and turns and looks at the front of the building, and kind of looks it over, and he walks around to the next side of the building.
As he disappears around the corner, I'm going to start climbing down, and I am going to check each of the windows.
As you go
I
down. Yeah.
Yes.
These windows are all into the same drawing room.
I see.
That crackling fire and the buffet and the bookshelf and the chairs and the no door.
I see. Once I'm on the first floor, are there still windows?
Yes.
And the front door, does it have like a covered awning?
Yeah.
All right. When it feels like the mayor is probably around the back side of the building, time-wise, based on his pace, I'm going to take the pommel of my dagger and try to break the window glass in one of the windows that's on the building next to the front door, and then climb up onto the top of the little roof over the front door and lie down flat.
Yeah. You take your pommel and you shatter the glass, and it makes some noise, and you scurry up to hide atop the awning above the front door, and you hear kind of moving footsteps, more rapid than before, but not running, just hurried. It comes around, and you can see that it's the mayor coming around the side of the building. Who's breaking my damn windows? And let me check something real quick.
That sounds like the mayor has abilities that we weren't expecting.
He's rolling initiative for sure.
Just reading how high-level magic works.
Yeah, you really would have thought I looked into that before.
Oh god, he better not be it.
I'm not finding what I... Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And there we go. Ah, perfect. He mutters and gestures to himself, and looks around, kind of and then he closes his eyes and seems to be listening. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Excellent. An 18.
That is unfortunately insufficient.
Oh my god!
Oh?
We are in trouble.
You can tell that... what are the... deeper thoughts in this moment? What's going through your mind? You've just smashed this thing and are hiding and watching. Are you curious? Are you mischievous? Are you malicious?
Not malicious necessarily. Curious is certainly a word to use. I'm wondering about what sort of being could make windows such as these and what their purpose is, and I'm wondering about that bell system and how it works as well.
Right. The mayor, his eyes snap open. He goes, well, Cathar, I offered to explain them to you, and he's kind of looking around vaguely. He clearly doesn't know where exactly you are, just that you're around here somewhere. And you could have just asked, can I invite you in for a cup of something, a nightcap? Would you stop breaking my goddamned windows, please?
Does he seem the least bit, dangerous, in tone, angry, or, anything that would indicate that he is, trying to get back at me in some way?
Make an insight check.
Fair enough.
No. He is honestly trying to stop you from breaking any more of his windows because they take time to fix. But beyond that, there's no threat or danger in him. He is relaxed, and now that he's figured out what exactly is going on, he's like, well, we can just talk this out, and I'll explain whatever you like to you. Wait a minute. Did you scratch out all of the symbols, but the one that lets me know when they're getting damaged?
I'm going to immediately begin thinking about my Nona's shepherd's pie and how wonderful it is, and remembering all of the folk songs that me and all of my gnomish cousins that I was raised with used to sing and dance to as a child.
Do you happen to maybe get one stuck in your head by accident?
Absolutely.
Oh.
It has a tune similar to "This is the song that doesn't end." Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
He's like, what? Now you're just being obstinate on purpose. That's going to be in my head for a decade.
Some
Thank you
people
very
started
little.
singing it not knowing what it was. And they'll continue singing it forever, just because this is the song that does not end.
Okay, listen. I have a feeling that you and your friends ran up a tab today, so you're gonna have to come talk to me eventually. I'm going back inside. The door's not locked. And he tromps in and slams the door shut behind him. And it opens up again. Stop breaking my windows! Slam!
I'm going to wait long enough that it feels like he's not waiting for me to reveal myself. And I'm going to stay invisible. And I'm then going to climb down to the front door and use my lockpicks to lock it.
Roll me the... Oh, I guess it's just dexterity?
It would be sleight of hand.
Hey, yeah, give me sleight of hand then.
But I actually have a special thing that allows me to get a bonus die when using lockpicks with sleight of hand.
Perfect! Absolutely, take your bonus die.
That trademark level up expertise dice.
Yes, that's what it was called. That would be a 29.
You managed to not only lock the main lock, but you managed to throw a deadbolt.
I actually, if I feel like I'm doing a really good job, I won't focus on the deadbolt, but I will lock the main lock and then break it so that it stays locked.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's unlockable, or it's unlockable.
Right. It is now fused shut in its way.
Okay. And then I will go back and go to bed.
Absolutely. You slink back, stepping around the shattered and broken glass and splinters of wood, climb back up to your window into the Green Swanian and tuck yourself into bed. And I am almost positive that if I'm remembering correctly, that fulfills something along the lines of your inspiration-based destiny.
I mean, I think 4 or 5 of them, yes. Let me just double check here. Chaos. You sow disorder, play tricks, and subvert tradition. You gain inspiration when you successfully subvert law and order, so long as it benefits your allies or moves the story forward. Successfully lie to or humiliate an authority figure. Commit a punishable crime, or indulge in base pleasures to ill-advised extremes.
Guilty on all charges.
I think I checked every box.
So take your inspiration.
Excellent.
And let's see, the others, you were jawing about this job and pulling a wagon and a mule and that sort of thing. And
then I started screaming whether or not Cathar is dead or not, and she fully believes he is.
When we cut back to the three of you and Pearl in your clear decision that Cathar has befallen some sort of watery based misfortune, where do you take it from there?
Can I use this distraction to do something? Because I forgot I have magic. I'm a bard. I can do stuff.
Yeah. Pearl, like pontificating about how Cathar is drowned. Gives you an opportunity. Yeah.
I want to go to where the barkeep was getting the drink from, and I want to cast Identify on it.
The drink.
Yes.
All right. Let me pull up Identify so I can tell you relevant things. Relevant true things.
Huh.
All right, Identify. You learn the target item's magical properties along with how to use them. The spell also reveals whether or not a targeted item requires attunement and how many charges it has. You learn what spells are affecting the target item, if any, along with what spells were used to create it. Alternatively, you can learn any spells that are currently affecting a targeted creature. What the spell can reveal is at the narrator's discretion, and some powerful and rare magics are immune to identify. I'll give you something for sure. It is emanating a strong enchantment and psionic aura about it.
Okay.
And I believe... and a baseline conjuration. There is something on this to aid its never empty nature.
Okay. So just getting conjuration, and what was the other word you used? Conjuration
A
and
little bit of conjuration,
Psionic
lots of
magic.
psionic energy, and some enchantment energy, but mostly psionic.
okay.
And I think that psionics is a little bit too foreign to you, perhaps, to dig a little, to get much more than that from there.
Okay. Do I have any other spells? Nah, that'll be it. Okay. Can I also just since while I'm just sitting here listening to Pearl scream, maybe it's helping me just think about things a little bit deeply. Can I use my forbidden knowledge? I'm gonna use this once this campaign. To see if I recognize the name. Put my notes. Zittel.
How does
Arcana.
how does your forbidden knowledge work?
It's just an
Perfectly.
arcanic. Yeah,
Oh!
it's always worked.
It just does. Tell me things. Fair enough. Yeah. Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
And you get your proficiency die, or your expertise die. You got it when you were investigating the cat. You just rolled poorly.
Oh, yeah, well, let me do it one time. Good. 22.
One time, you got it good.
Thank you.
That name, it doesn't specifically ring any bells to you. Nothing jumps out at you of reading about them or stories calling out that name specifically. But if you piece together some of what you've seen tonight, how it's behaved, and something does jump out at you at the in terms of the naming convention. Those kinds of names, and you, because it's spoken into your mind, you know how to spell it. ZT''EL, Zittel.
You're familiar with the naming conventions that aboleths choose for themselves.
Oops. Oopsie. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna sit on that nugget of information and maybe finally stop Pearl from screaming. Hey Pearl, I think if Cathar's dead, we'll find out in the morning.
But don't we want to save you? Have you heard the old saying, never split the party?
Maybe once or twice. Yeah. Okay, fine. I mean, you should go check on him if you're so. We can all. Okay, fine. We'll all go check on him.
What about, I could summon him here.
You-
I could summon him here. That is one of the things that I can do. Not as cleric, just as person.
I would very much like to see that. Yes.
She's gonna hold her necklace and pretend she's gonna put on this whole show, and she's gonna make sure everyone can see. So I can do this thingy. What's it called? Oh my gosh! I planned this.
Yes, no, you have that feature.
Yeah, it's called clerical. Is it called clerical charisma? It's called clerical charisma, and so I'm gonna bring together an audience, and so
clerical charisma, so you start taking notes on a typewriter? I'm not sure I understand what happens here.
So, crowds find your public presence irresistible, obviously, because Pearl is so great. You gain proficiency in the performance skill. Whenever you use a performance to deliver a sermon or sing holy songs in a town or city, even on a failed check other than a natural one, you still attract a crowd of people no smaller than your spell save DC. So I'm going to. I feel like it's less of a song, more of a poem. So I'm just holding my necklace up in the side. Cathar has died. Cathar, Cathar, come to me, your spirit, please. Cathar, Cathar. And I'm just gonna scream this as long as I can until Cathar, or I get a crowd.
Make a performance check. And what is your spell save DC?
Let's wait a second. I'll go check. It's 13.
Okay. There are not 13 people awake right now. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to say. So you get Barkeep for sure. He comes around the bar and he's like watching, kind of agog, and yeah. Let me roll some. No, done. The front door to the Green Swan Inn opens a crack, and if you'd like to make a perception check, anybody in the room, please do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get on all that.
$19.
Hasty 11.
Cool. Very good. Pearl and Vod, you noticed that the front door of the Green Swan Inn kind of swings open. But that's all you notice. And that's... you brought in the crowd. I'm sorry. But you've got Barkeep and the door's open and you're going on about this and you start to get really, really loud. And Cathar, as you're climbing back into your window,
Yes.
you hear downstairs Pearl going on and on about how you're dead.
I'm going to crawl back down the wall and make my way invisibly to check through the window and see what's going on.
You poke your invisible eyes up to the window, and looking in, you can see Pearl holding court, speaking to Dirk and Vod and Barkeep, and going on and doing some spoken word stuff, like bringing the energy down and like really drawing them in, and then bringing it back up again about how you'll be lost and you know your absence is a loss of light in the world, and she's really going on about it. She seems incredibly distraught.
Can I see anybody at the door?
Make a perception check.
Oh, that's going to be a no.
No, you do not.
But the door is open.
Door's wide open.
Then I will sneak over to the door and into the room. Stealthily.
You want to make your stealth roll?
I can do that.
Yeah.
And that is...
Can I ask?
Mhm. No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, which way did the door open?
Inwards.
Ooh.
And that is an advantage because I'm invisible, correct?
Yeah. And I'm gonna guess that these sheets calculate out a passive perception for y'all. They do! They do! Very good. Okay.
It's too big.
Okay.
I'll take a 21 on my stealth roll.
Yes. That beats everybody's passive perception. So you're in the room, and you've not jostled a table or nothing.
So, at a moment when there is a quiet lull and she is bringing everyone in from behind her, I will speak up and say, "You called for me."
I have successfully summoned him. You see my abilities, everybody. You see that I am no fool. And you're all going to die at some point.
Well, apparently some of us already have done.
Yes. Are you a ghost? A zombie? A corpse?
A ghost, a zombie, or a ghost. Those are my 2.1 choices.
3 choices. There were 3 choices there, boy.
I heard you say ghost, zombie, ghost.
No, it was corpse. Corpse.
Corpse. Sounds
It's
a lot like
corpse.
ghost. I think if I was a zombie, I would also be a corpse.
I poke Qatar, having not met them yet.
I'm
just
invisible.
Kind of poke. Oh right, sorry, never mind then.
It's all good.
A
As
ghost.
Cathar's voice is just kind of
Right.
coming forth in this room.
I'm gonna make my way over to the bar and get up on the bar
Oh, yeah.
and start, like, picking up glasses and turning them over and putting them down. Just, the empty ones.
No.
Could a zombie do this?
You're familiar
No,
with the
but a
naming
pug
context.
goose could. And also ghosts.
Well, then I suppose I'm not a zombie, whatever I am.
You're a ghost. May I ask you a question?
If I say yes, will you let me rest?
No. I will ask more questions. How did you die?
I don't know. How did I die, Pearl?
I sense it had something to do with a lake, or a jet ski, or a cave, or, and I'm gonna look around at everybody in the eyes, Thomas Teal. Does anyone react?
Technically, yes. Barkeep's like, oh, and he, like, points at Dirk. He's like, oh, like that.
He said the thing.
Oh, hey, Dirk, somebody mentioned Thomas Teal.
Yeah, thanks. I will also actually do a sweep at that to kind of see if anyone reacts.
Both of you roll me insight for looking around at the assembled people.
I can't remember if insight's one of those things I get. No, I think it's just the other one.
Perception.
No, investigation.
Investigation.
I think there was another one, but that was a more roguey skill. Oh, it's my acrobatics when I fall out of windows. And it was specifically for when I fall out of windows.
Because you picked the niche for your...
Yeah, I really went for falling out of a windows type of character.
Good move. It's an archetype.
That is a net one.
So you have fumbled a skill check, which means looking around when Barkeep says, like, oh, Pearl mentioned Thomas Teal. That is a revelation to you. Like, oh, right, yeah. And Pearl, the recognition that you see in Barkeep's eyes is more related to, like, oh, I heard that name, like, not that long ago, just fairly recently, actually. Oh, this could be something.
No, it has nothing to do with someone named Thomas Teal. Nor did I drown in the lake. And I'm going to hop down off of the bar onto the ground with a thump.
Everybody hears the thump. You all hear a thump emanating from a spot on the bar, by the bar.
And I'm going to walk towards Pearl. Nor did I die on any kind of lake riding apparatus, Pearl. Any other guesses? At this point, my voice would be like right in front of and beneath her because I'm all of 4 feet tall.
Dysentery?
I'm sorry, what?
Dysentery. Did you die of dysentery, dear?
Dysentery? I'm gonna, like, pluck at the front of your dress. No, of course it wasn't dysentery.
The ghost is attacking my brassiere!
I know how to wash my hands. Nana taught me well.
Can I slap?
You could swing your arm through the space in front of you, no problem.
I've got a lot of hand gestures. It's
Yeah.
not going to be like a I want to hurt you slap, but it's just like...
Yeah, roll an attack roll with disadvantage.
Oh no.
What was your strength again?
The AC is 17.
Yeah, this isn't gonna happen.
On the bright side, I don't think Pearl is capable of doing a hit point of damage to you.
No, I don't think she is either, but I don't want her to touch me either.
Yeah.
That's
God, that's a 7.
Okay.
Can I swap it? Oh, no, I don't do anything.
Yeah, you gesture through the space, but you do so at your shoulder height, which is distinctly above where Cathar
What
would
sort
be.
of clothing are you wearing?
Big purple dress? Not too big, like maybe medium?
Is it particularly baggy in the arms?
Just sleeves in the arms, but tight around the chest.
Well, then as you swing at me, I'm going to, reach up and grab the back of your sleeve and tug you in the direction of your swing to try to spin you around.
I'm going to spin around, and as I'm doing so, I'm looking straight at Vard, and I think I'm going to die.
Guess again, Pearl!
You have vaporized into mist. Ah!
Tisk, tisk. And at this point, I'm walking back to the bar, and I'm going to climb up, and I'm going to pour myself a dram of whiskey, and sit down on the bar with my feet on the stool, one knee crossed over the other, and just take a big, long drink as I drop the invisibility. I'm not dead at all, you imbecile.
You let me waste tears on you. Ow!
Well, it's possible that you should examine the world around you a little bit more closely.
Not my job to live in the present, but in the future, and I can see that yours is not very bright.
I am enjoying this dram of whiskey.
I reach over to Dirk's drink and just drink it.
Dirk absolutely lets you. Looks around at what I assume is a slightly puzzled crowd.
Crowd.
I'm yeah, but I go, hey, I just kind of try and
Barkeep, yeah.
just try and start a clap of some kind, as if I guess
It's a little
to
awkward
just
clap.
disperse the interaction, and the performance is over, way, and just kind of allow the room to settle again.
Barkeep joins in the clapping. Is you folks are the strangest interactive theater group that I have ever had walk into my bar, but there's some ethos to it. You should have told me. I would have put word round. We would have had a crowd tonight. Rouse some people from their beds.
I'm sure
Well-
that the mayor would be very interested in such a show. He seems connected to the arcane.
Mayor's got some tricks about him. Yeah, I've seen him do some things, certainly.
Interesting.
Well,
Go ahead.
While the crowd is dispersing, I want to follow up on that invisible, potentially door swinging thing. So while people are like walking around, I kind of want to take just something from the bar, maybe like get up, like I'm going to the bathroom and splash some water on the floor. And I want to like look for like footprints or like where the floor bends, like maybe somebody's walking or something.
Sure. Yeah, you scatter some water at the basically the walkway through the door, and retreat a little bit, and are keeping a surreptitious eye on it. And give me one more perception check.
Okay. Let me make sure. Can I use intelligence for this?
Sure, you have done like you have bent your mind to a clever solution to dealing with this. I'll take intelligence.
Oh, okay. I was asking myself, but I'll take that. Thank you. 23.
As you're keeping an eye on this doorway, you do see very distinctly footprints hit the water. 1, 2, and then they're out, and then 3, 4, and then they're gone. 4, 5, 5, 6. Sorry, 5, 6, and then they're gone.
Okay, I need to check to see if a spell you have to see the person. Hold on one second. Okay, I want to cast sleep.
I don't think you need line of sight. I think that's just a radius.
Yep.
No, yeah, it's just a radius,
You
so
pick
I'm
an
gonna cast
area,
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me read sleep to understand how many hit die of creatures. And roll me 4d10, please.
Okay.
Roll high. Roll high. Okay, right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to read sleep very carefully.
Yes.
Which means it's
I
enough.
Yeah, I remember I had magic. Now I'm unstoppable.
Oh, the reason that I'm trying to make very certain that I'm ruling this correctly is because 21 is more hit points than some of you have.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it depends on where she targeted it, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's a 20-foot area. Okay, yes. So as the first set of footsteps go through, and the second set of footsteps go through, you're like, hold on, and you cast sleep. And you can tell by that last footstep, instead of being like a clean, it's a very small foot, clean like step in and out of the water. It's like a step, and then it like slips and slides, and suddenly there is a grubby child laying in the doorway.
Oh no.
God. Did
Do I
anybody
recognize-
see me cast this spell?
Yes, you do.
Do I recognize this child? Ah,
You do.
is it Larry or Sparry?
It's Larry, the one who had got in your pocket. What was your question, Kendra?
Did anybody see me cast this spell?
What are the components?
It is
Verbal, somatic.
Somatic.
I mean, yeah.
I still am gonna pretend like I didn't just do that. Just be like, oh, like maybe it was a big yawn or something, and be like, well,
that's your verbal component. Just be like,
yeah.
The material component is a cup of chamomile tea.
Can I take credit for it if you're not? I did that.
I'm not. Yes, Pearl is knocking children unconscious now, so I'm gonna go to bed.
I suppose I'm not the only one that can pull that trick off.
Yes, certainly. Pearl knows that arcane knowledge, not I. So we meet here in the morning, to go to the house first.
What house?
From the mayor.
The tower?
The tower, yes.
In the woods.
In the woods.
The woods tower.
Yes, and Dirk is going to help Steven pull the cart to the tower so that I don't have to walk.
I'm sorry, who is Dirk?
Oh, hey, Dirk Bugg, investigator.
Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you, Kithar.
Absolute pleasure to meet you too.
You can just call me Kithar if it's too difficult for you to pronounce. I understand.
I'd appreciate that. I was, raised human, so I only really speak common and
I was raised in Elvish.
Oh, fun.
I mean, I enjoyed it. So you're a cart puller? I don't understand. Is that something that you do to make money around here?
It's what I do to keep myself out of trouble while I'm here. I'm just coming to help you guys along. I'm on my own thing right now, but you seem like you need the help.
And he's gonna glance back at Pearl. I understand why you might say that.
Barkeep has walked over to the sleeping child and picked them up and walked over to a booth and laid them down and put a blanket over them.
Is that your boy, Barkeep?
No, I didn't know that they got in again. Thank you for catching them.
They?
Pearl, yes. Thank you.
Pearl, thank you for catching Larry.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused. I only see one child. What do you mean, they?
The other two... And he looks around. If you're in here, get out!
Oh, okay.
No, not you. No, actually, yes. Bar's closed. Go to bed!
Do we hear the sound of feet running or anything like that?
You do not, no.
Okay.
Can I'm keeping this. I actually am keeping my knowledge of Larry Sparry et al. To myself right now. But can I kind of get like a vibe check on this bar guy's like kind of like a kindly, oh, they got in again and he's not going to do anything?
It's more that than this child is in danger. It's like they have a game of breaking in and, stealing from me. They have money. I will serve them. They just don't want to pay.
I'll leave that be for now then. So I'll just pretend I don't know anything, and I'll be like, well, I guess I'm gonna go sleep in the old stable, get myself a bit of rest. I'll meet you guys in the morning.
It's quite all right. Vad has volunteered to pay for rooms for everyone.
That is definitely not true.
And
there is no truth to that.
Walk out of the room and up the stairs.
Well, that's incredibly kind of you. I'll follow Qatar up to bed.
I will.
The mayor.
The mayor.
The mayor's paying for everything.
Yeah, he is.
That's how I got mine.
That's how I'm paying for everything.
Barkeep, Dirk, as you're leaving, Barkeep's like, you don't have to room with Cathar if you don't want. If you're on the mayor's tab, then you can have a room. We're nowhere near capacity.
Yeah, I assumed she was picking it up, and I can tell you're not at capacity, so I was just going to grab her.
Certainly, and he'll toss you a room key.
If we're all going to our rooms, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Can I, as Vad is going to close their room door, can I push it open and just slip in really quickly? I need to talk to you.
Oh, please, just one moment of alone time.
You've got your face mask on already. You're in your robe.
Oh, please, not. This is me time.
This is serious, and it's nothing. There's no shenanigans, no charisma kills going on. I really need to talk to you.
insight check. How much bullshit is this?
Pearl, do you really need to talk to her?
I really need to talk to her.
Okay.
I will let you in on a little secret. I haven't always had the gift, but when I do have it, it's very strong indeed. But I've got something to tell you. Before, when we were in the bar, I didn't want to scream it out. Usually I do scream it out. But this time I didn't want to because I didn't want to scare people. I'm trying to instill hope in people, not fear. Never fear. But I saw...
Yes,
I saw multiple creatures lurking in that lake. Multiple. Not just one, but more than one. Multiple.
These other creatures. How powerful did they look?
I'm gonna say, if I had to put it in just some fantasy terminology, level 20 at least.
Wow.
This is very good news, Pearl. Thank you for bringing this to me.
But there's more. But I have to ask you a question first. What do you want with this lake monster? You seem very eager to find it.
I just want to ask some questions, that's all.
How many languages do you speak, my dear?
I speak, as being as old as I am, you pick up a language or two. I 1, 2, 3, 4. I speak 5 languages. What do you think they will speak, these monsters?
Oh, what languages do you speak? Maybe I'll get something from the fates.
Okay, sure. I speak Elvish, Celestial, Infernal, Sylvan.
Is there another? Oh, common.
Common is the base, but I suppose, yeah, that's just...
Wait, I'm getting something.
I sit down while she's doing this, just not, like, amused.
The monster speaks aberrant. I'm getting... But wait, you don't speak aberrant. You need me. I have comprehend languages as a spell. Maybe you'd like to let me in a little more about your motives. Just a tiny bit, just a small couple of details, perhaps.
Fine, Pearl. I'll let you in.
Yes.
But you have to stop telling me I'm going to die every few minutes. It's just...
Okay, I won't. I'll try not to. It won't be as frequent.
Okay, that's something. Well, you see, I've had this dream ever since I was a young girl, running through the halls of the Grand Library in the elven city that I am from, that I wanted to be something special. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So, I like to meet very special creatures and just have them fill out my questionnaire.
Oh, just a questionnaire?
Just a questionnaire.
What sort of questions in it?
You know, the usual questionnaire questions of name, date of birth, where do you get your power from, etc., etc. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Can I use you when I reach my godhood? You know, the usual things that you would find on a questionnaire.
Oh, usually I get asked on the questionnaire, have you urinated in the last 48 hours? Have you eaten in the last 48 hours? Have you eaten while urinating in the last 48 hours? All those, medical questions that pop up every now and then. But no, never where do you get your power from? What, like an energy company of sorts?
Yeah. You see, I'm a researcher of the great elven power company.
Oh, can I roll an insight check on like all of this?
Vaughn, are you lying?
Yes!
Don't answer that yet.
Well-
Okay, great. Yeah, roll an insight check. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't.
Great
That's
elven
not-
power.
I will let
company.
you say that it's true. We can figure out what that means.
Okay. Can I roll something?
Yeah, roll deception.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So you can tell that there's truth to what I'm saying, but most of it's bullshit.
Maybe it doesn't go by that name.
Take my glasses off. No, my dear, I sense that you are hiding something from me, and I really think that I could benefit you in the long run, because when I said that you die, there was a bit of truth to it. Whether it's sooner rather than later, we won't be able to tell, but if you have me on your side, I can ensure that it won't be sooner. So I need to know, what is your intent?
Here's the thing, you don't have to worry about me dying. This mortal body will not be beneficial to me in the long run, so
I'm going to pull out my crystal ball and put it right in front of our faces. Are you sure you don't wish to tell me? And I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. Okay, let me just get the gist of it.
and tell me what I need to
What?
roll against it.
Right. So the thing about detect thoughts is
Surface level, right?
yes. So it's surface level
Okay.
is
free, right?
for free.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you're gonna push, it's a wisdom saving throw to like get deeper than just high level stuff. Like, God, I'm so tired. Somehow I'm still drunk from that drink earlier. Like that kind of thing.
Okay, so surface level thoughts would probably be along the lines of, why is she so nosy? Like, isn't it obvious what I want, what I'm after? I mean, no, the monsters here, I mean, their marketing is phenomenal, and I will give them that. That's something I could definitely utilize in the future, and maybe I could give merchandising of myself. How would that work? What do I want to look like when I reach my final form? I mean, obviously beautiful and wonderful and kind. Ooh, I should add Cathal to the list of people to smite in the future, and I need to deal with that in the morning. I just,
Oh, as you're kind of going, I'm hearing you. Stop thinking so much, dear. It's making it very hard to sit through. Yeah. Oh no, that's fine. Good night. Good night. Oh. You've got a very busy head. Very busy head. Try burning some sage. It'll be beneficial to you. I'm sorry I bothered you. And then she's gonna just be like clutching her head as she walks out the door.
Are you still detecting my thoughts? It's definitely like, why me? Why did I find myself in this situation? I just met these people like a couple weeks ago. Pearl, why did I ever meet her? Who cursed me with this fate? I really need to have a word with them later, and then just on and on until you get out of range or drop it.
I'll be like, just as I'm leaving, I hear like, "Why am I cursed with Pearl?" And then she's like, "I'm not the curse. I am a blessing." And then I'll just drop it in and go to my room. And y'all, if we're close together, you're gonna be hearing singing for like the next couple of hours.
I'm just trancing angrily at the wall.
You've got furrowed brow as you're sitting in the
Yep.
in the lotus position, just eyes open and blank, staring. After a couple of hours of humming and singing go by, you can hear it for actually not that long. you do hear Pearl singing to herself for a little while, but then you hear like some tromping, and then like in the hallway, and then a kathunk, like a big lever getting pulled, and then it cuts off. It's utter, complete silence descends.
I'm not going to question that. I'm going to be thankful to whatever just happened outside and just keep trancing a little bit more calmly now.
I'm going to open the door to my room and see what the hell just happened.
You see Barkeep now not in his like sleeve garter white shirt and apron, but instead wearing a full-length nightshirt and a floppy tasseled hat with a candlestick, with his hand on a down position lever at the end of the hallway. He's like, Cathar, I hope you don't mind, but
Barkeep.
I could hear it all the way downstairs, so I just...
No, it's a fantastic service, thank you.
If you shut your door, you won't hear anything outside of your room until dawn breaks.
Does it keep her noise in her room as well?
Well, yes, yeah. If the door is shut, whatever amount of noise... Listen, it can get rowdy here some nights, and keeping the sound inside the rooms is just one of the services on offer here.
So just to clarify,
yeah.
With the door open, do
Right.
I hear her?
Her door is shut, so no.
Okay, that's what I wanted.
It's fully
Yes.
open.
Okay.
Oh, her door is open, then yes. Yes, you do.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yeah, as soon as you open the door, you hear it go up again.
Right. Good night. And I close the door.
You settle into your evening routine, yes, rituals, and settle down, and you lay down on the beds, and they're surprisingly comfortable. They're actually quite nice. The linens are clean, and there's a wash basin for you available for now or later if you so desire, and pass a fairly uneventful night, except Vaude, could you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
You let Squidface in.
Oops.
Oh!
Before before this goes too far, I feel like I've made this decision in previous seasons, and it's always been bad. But I'm new in town. I'm nervous. I would, if I'm remembering the exhaustion rules properly, I'd like to attempt to just stay up and just kind of like watch the streets. I'm going to write a letter for a bit. I'm going to write in my diary just what I'm planning to do. But then I'm planning to stay up and kind of spend the night like looking out the window, keeping watch, and just generally like looking for suspicious behavior, especially in that early point in the morning where people first start getting up and things.
Yeah. There's nothing that's going to force you to go to sleep, so you can take a point of fatigue instead.
Is there? Am I remembering that wrong in that I can roll something to make sure I don't, or is the fatigue not an option?
Let's know for sure.
I just wanted to get this out of the way before Vard got into trouble and I didn't see it.
I don't know if the rule is different in Advanced 5e. I believe in Classic.
I did actually read it about 2 weeks ago, and that's why I was like, I think there is a roll.
And I think it starts at DC 10 and goes up from there, depending on how many days you go without sleep. It says you can go to sleep for you can go without sleep for 1 day with no ill effects. And then for each additional day after that, the DC starts at 15.
Right.
So
okay.
I'm going to presume you slept last night and say that, you can stay.
Yeah, kind of badly, but yeah. And then...
yeah, you can keep your overnight vigil. And I will say that being is your... Whose bedroom doors are shut? I'll ask that now.
Mine.
Great.
Oh, yes, I would also assume that I would shut my door, but
Totally fair. Totally fair assumption. Everybody can have their door shut if they want. Or open. I just...
If
need to
Pearl's
know.
door is open, my door is
So-
shut.
yeah, that's what
So
I'm
it
thinking.
was open when she was humming, which was probably for 2 hours and 37 minutes, because that's just how she do. But she took her wig off, and as soon as she takes her wig off and hangs it up and wipes her tan off, then she's like closing the door, and it's shut until the morning until she annoys everyone with singing again like a rooster.
Okay. I will say that you don't hear... Dirk, you don't hear anything in the hallway or going on outside. And Vod, you don't dream. No.
A blessing and a curse.
Okay.
Speaking
See
of
what it's about.
dreams,
Yes.
Oh.
can I use one of my features now that we've had a long rest?
Dawn breaks. It's the morning. You've had a long rest. Yes. What's your first thing out the gate?
My first thing out the gate is I would like you to give me a premonition of something to come, an important detail that our party's going to need.
An important detail that, again, I'll offer you. Would you like it only for you?
I would like it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. We'll do that.
I'll give one only for you, and then I'll give something tertiarily related to the audience writ large.
Okay.
I really need you to leak these DMs after this campaign is done. I really want to know all the premonition.
Okay. You wake from your night of sleeping, and you have firmly in your mind this premonition that is you observing Cathar being extremely confused.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just that meme that's like looking this way with my hand out, looking this way with my hand out. Where is it?
What's going on? Wow.
Oh.
What?
So you just said the last half of
Yes.
the one you sent me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't have. I feel like she wouldn't scream, but usually she would.
None of us would hear it anyway.
So, Dirk, you finish your overnight vigil and have sat there, kind of staring out the window and pacing around a little bit, and writing a little bit more of your letter, on looking out, and throughout the night the fog just kind of rolls by gently, and at a certain point when the light starts to turn, the sun is coming up, it starts to dissipate. And then you get maybe 15 minutes of a nice rosy pink, purpley blue dawn. And then the sun moves behind a cloud. And a light drizzle starts to pick up. And actually the pitter-patter of... You're all on the third floor, so the roof is the ceiling. The pitter-patter of the sound coming through your rooms, doors closed or not, is actually what gently brings the rest of you to wakefulness. Is a stimuli after hours of none.
Can I knock on Cathar's door?
Certainly.
Cathar, Cathar, wake up, Cathar, wake up, get up, Cathar, Cathar.
Can I hear someone knocking at my door currently?
As soon as the dawn has broken and the rain has started, whatever was protecting you from auditory assault has faded for the day, and yes, you can.
I need to figure out how that device works. I will pull myself out of bed, not bothering to clothe myself at all, and open the door. Yes?
My dear, are you okay?
Well, I'm not dead.
I dreamed about you last night.
I suppose I am flattered.
The bells, do they mean anything to you? Bells of any sort?
Bells.
Bells,
Bells of any sort. Bells.
Yes, a bell tower, perhaps?
Well, there's the one that's here in town.
Yes.
Did you dream about the bell tower in town, did you?
Yes, I dreamed about the bell tower, and I dreamed about you. Perhaps in that tower, perhaps not. A dog, I am picking up a dog, a Great Dane, the number 19, perhaps. Whimpers, pets. I'm getting 600 bits from Feline Ignite. Does any of this mean anything to you?
Not even a little bit, Pearl.
Right, okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, I'll just leave you with this pat on the back and I'll be off. And I'm just gonna pet you twice. And
Oh, I'm not letting you touch me. I'm not letting you touch me.
no, I'm gonna come here.
I'm going to slam the door in your face. No.
My arm is in the door. Come
don't-
here, child. Come here.
You don't get to touch me without asking. We already did this once, and I didn't enjoy it at all.
I'm gonna scream. Help me!
You
Let's scream that.
Dirk and Vod, you hear Pearl screaming on the floor you're on, and without action, shortly thereafter, the sound of a couple of sets of running footsteps tromping up the stairs and down the hall, and Pearl, you see come up the stairs first Barkeep and then the mayor.
Oh.
Barkeep says, "Pearl, what are you okay? What are you doing?"
I am distraught and distressed. He won't let me touch him.
Pearl, I need you to listen to me. That's a him decision.
You're telling me consent rules apply in Puddletown?
Absolutely, they do.
Well, I didn't
Right,
see
Mayor?
that.
And Mayor's like, yes, of course. What? Why do you want to touch him? It's like 6 a.m.
Because it's my right to touch him. That's how I get my premonitions.
Touch yourself.
I don't think that's very appropriate, Mayor.
But neither is touching him.
But I was only going to give him a shoulder rub. Just a tiny shoulder rub. Just a small, tiny little shoulder rub.
Listen, Pearl.
Can I throw my body against the door again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make a strength check for me. Just a little
That'd
one.
be great.
That's fine.
Can it be against mine? Like, am I feeling pushed?
Yeah, go. Depends on what you're trying to do, Pearl. Are you? Because right now, he's just like clamping your arm in the door.
I am determined, not just to get my arm out, but still to touch him. I probably don't care much about the arm, but I'm trying to touch this little lizard.
Okay, so you feel the door like whoomp, kind of tighter on you, and it pinches you, and it hurts a little bit. The mayor is mid-sentence. Do you want to fight the door, or...
Mayor, don't talk to me right now. I'm fighting this door.
And he walks up to you as you make your strength check.
Can I
Right.
try to time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. As soon as I feel Pearl throwing her weight back against the door, I am going to turn invisible and take 3 big steps back out of the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pearl, you slam through the door way more effectively than you were expecting with how much you can generally muster, and stumble into the room, which is
Right.
devoid of Cathar.
Okay. Cathar, come out, please. Come out, please.
The
Cathar.
mayor walks into Cathar's room and says, "Pearl, if you need to touch somebody to have a premonition, here you can use me as your divine focus or whatever. I don't care."
No, I do not want to touch you. I need to touch Cathar. His scaly skin, his beady eyes. It's important, you see.
Why is it important?
Because I had a premonition about him last night, and it's imperative that I get more information. Just a little touch, a shoulder up, maybe just a digit in the mouth.
I haven't met Cathar yet this morning, but I'm going to presume his absence means that he's not particularly interested in that. Could we maybe go downstairs and I can finish my breakfast and talk this out?
Sure, can I just scream for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, Barkeep, can you do that? And Barkeep's like, yes, I'll do the thing. In your room, please.
I'll start screaming before I even got in the room, but I'm going back into the room and I'm just going to scream and jump up and down and probably break a bunch of shit and then mend it afterwards.
Are you closing the door behind you?
No.
Okay.
Barkeep will. Not Cathar's room, but Pearl's room.
Mm-hmm.
Close Pearl in. Ka-chunk!
Can I walk out in the hallway and lock her door?
Sure, roll the thing. You lock it, yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Are there windows?
Yeah.
Can I smash a window and just start screaming? I've
Absolutely.
been locked in! Locked
Yes.
in! I'm
Yes.
going to die in
No, you
here!
were locked in until you tried to let yourself out.
She's a seer. She saw that coming.
Yeah, you can absolutely scream out this third story window, for sure.
Can I, while I'm screaming, can I insult the bartender so he probably doesn't want to unlock it for me?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So she'll just scream for a little while, have a tantrum, but then she'll probably start humming for a decent while until she's remembered.
Barkeep and Mare, like, hearing the diatribe coming in through the closed window in Cathar's room, through the open door, look at each other and walk down the stairs again and disappear from everyone's collective view.
I suppose I'll get dressed now. Vod and Dirk could hear all of that, if I understand correctly.
Up until the Pearl's door shut again,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I hear Pearl's door close, I'm gonna kind of like open my door and just kind of like peek around the corner to Pearl's door and make sure it's closed. And when I see it is, I'm gonna just go downstairs and get some breakfast while I wait for everybody.
Yeah, I was choosing wholly not to interact with that situation. I was up, I was awake, I heard the whole thing.
On seeing whoever comes downstairs, he gestures. Good morning. Please join me. Have a seat. And he's got a plate of fish, just kind of like baked fish and a grain of some kind.
It's like for everybody to eat, or he's the only one eating?
He has a plate, but If you sit, barkeep will come around with.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a seat. Mayor, while I have you for a moment, how old is the history of this town? When was it founded?
Well, this town was founded, I believe, about, let's see, very nearly 200 years ago. Maybe high 190s.
And it's a pretty peaceful town. Nothing out of the ordinary happens. You say the lake monster never gives you any troubles.
No, the lake monster is very, very well behaved, timid even.
Mm. Do you know what your barkeep is serving behind the bar?
I imagine pretty much anything you could ask for. He's a very good barkeep.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to eat my breakfast then. And while I'm eating my breakfast, I want to look for the lizard folk from last night. Is he still here?
He is not. But there are a couple other people in the town, in the Green Swan Inn when you come down, seated at the tables.
Okay.
There's Triskin, who you met the day before, runs the fishing gear and enchantment shop. And Beverly is back. They're seated at separate tables. And there is another half-elf that you haven't seen before, seated at another table. This one of feminine type appearance, though admittedly it's hard to tell with elves. And, sitting, they're all they've got either beverages or food or a combination of the two. The half-elf you haven't met before is reading a book, sitting there sipping on something in a stein.
What book are they reading? Can I see this for the title of the book?
Yes, it is. What is it? It is a book written in Elven, Health Potions and Common Adjustments.
Okay. I'll turn to the barkeep and say, by the way, I would like to book a tour for 5 people for the lake monster tonight.
5 for the lake monster.
Yes.
Certainly.
On the mayor's tab, of course. And I'll just smile at the mayor.
I've been meaning to bring that up, actually.
Oh, have you?
I took a little survey of the books. And I haven't checked in with any sort of damage you've done with Triskin or Beverly. But simply here at the Green Swan Inn, you've run up something of a tab. And so I am inclined to ask, outside of this tour, which you're welcome to, absolutely, when were you planning on getting on with the job for which the payment is?
Oh, we're doing that now. I'm just waiting for the rest of my crew to come along. Oh, you'll be happy to know we have an investigator, so it will be done swimmingly.
Excellent.
And speedily. I do need to check on my donkey.
But yes, I was going to ask, why did you need to hire the donkey yesterday? They charged for the day, and they just stood there in the barn.
It is part of my arcane nature to need a donkey on hand if you want me to do my job efficiently, Mayor. It's best not to ask these questions that you do not want to know the answers to. But Stephen is very imperative to our work here.
Is Stephen the donkey?
Yes, he told me so.
When?
When I talked to Stephen. Have you asked his name?
You've got me there, I haven't.
There you go. There you go. Well, his name is Steven.
Okay, you must practice a kind of magic that I've never heard of, which is saying something.
Yes.
But I'll believe you. That's fine. Okay. Great. You're going out to the tower today, and then you're going to come back and have a nice, relaxing tour with the lake monster.
Yes.
What are you looking to get out of this tour with the lake monster, if you don't mind me asking? Are you hoping to see a behemoth crest the waters and splash down like some of the types of big creatures are in the ocean, or are you looking
No, what do you take me for? That's ridiculous. I simply wish to speak to another intellect like myself and exchange knowledge and wisdom, stories.
Interesting. Okay, that is an uncommon request, but one that I think that the lake monster can fulfill.
And how will you get this request to the lake monster?
Oh, that's not particularly important.
Well, I find it quite important and very interesting, and I want to cast Friends. And let me look it up too.
Friends, yeah.
Spell's a little bit different in A5E. Yeah. It just helps me when if I make a charisma ability check against the target, you gain expertise dice.
Cool. So, you're looking to persuade
some information?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd buy that.
Okay, and I think, yep, I can use my intelligence modifier for this. Intelligence. Yes. 22.
Neat little thing you did there. I'll put it this way. When you tell me what you want of the lake monster knows what you want.
Mayor. Vaude is gonna kind of get really serious for a moment as she looks into the mayor's eyes. You wouldn't happen to be running a scam here, would you?
No.
Mayor, I've met creatures from lots of corners of the world. Are you perhaps the lake monster? Maybe you're shy.
No.
Insight check.
Roll it.
The mayor literally dares you. Yeah, roll insight on me.
It's not good,
Try
damn it. 11.
No, I'm not the lake monster. I'm the mayor. I'm sitting right here at this table with you. The lake monster is presumably somewhere in the lake, being the lake monster.
Okay, well, I look forward to speaking to the lake monster tonight, and I'm sure my companions will be looking forward to this as well. I'm just gonna go back to eating my breakfast and these few moments of peace I have before everybody comes.
The mayor continues to eat his breakfast as well. And, perhaps Dirk, Cathar, Pearl, are you morning people?
Once I've had 3 or 4 coffees. So
Do you pour yourself
given a choice?
that first adrenaline rush in the morning?
I dip down shortly after Vard does, but kind of stay out of the way. I'm listening to that conversation because I kind of would prefer it if this was all a scam set up by the mayor. But unfortunately, I don't believe it is. I'm pretty convinced I'm taking the mayor at face value at the moment. So I'm just listening to what they're talking about. Once I get a bit of caffeine in me, I'd be like, right, should we go check out this cabin or just generally do something that gets us away from the society for a moment, if that's okay.
You're asking me that? Sorry.
I'm asking it to the room.
Oh. Well, we have 2 more companions joining us today. One of them, 2 of them you met? Yes, you met Cathar as well. So we should probably go get them.
Right, let's get a move on then.
Okay, after you. And I'm not moving from the bar. I'm just waiting for you to go wake them up.
I'll go get them.
Before we're collected, can I be in my room? Obviously I'm locked in the room, but the window's smashed so people can hear in and out. And so I would have taken my raven out of the cage, and I'd probably be talking to it, and she'd be like, "It's far worse than I imagined things could be. Someone has gotten hurt or even killed by one of my visions." And she'd kind of just go on about it, and then the raven might like squawk a little bit, and she'll think she's having a full-on conversation with it. She has no ability to speak to animals, but she'll be like, "But Thomas Teal, I'm afraid." And she'll go on about it. She'll probably cry a little bit. Every time it squawks, she'll reply as if it's asking a question. "Yes, blue, well, kind of a bluey green. I assume so. Alliteration. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll just keep my lies up, I suppose." And I'm not sure how fast Dirk is to get up near me, but she'll probably talk a little while like this. "People have gotten hurt. People have gotten hurt. I'm afraid. I'm afraid."
I'll be honest, Dirk just gets to the hallway. He's like, "Right, gang, let's go, let's go."
I will have gotten ready for the day and probably come out as Dirk is coming back up the stairs. Did you sleep well, cart puller Dirk?
Not a wink, but you'll be pleased to know nothing suspicious happened.
I would be more pleased to know that Pearl was not going to try to touch me against my will again in the future, to be honest.
You're outside,
Dirk doesn't really know how to respond to that for a minute, and just kind of reaches into like one of their pockets and just hands Katara a dagger.
I have one, thank you. Did she do it to you last night?
No, I just, I don't really like people touching me either. That's why I've got like 8 of these hidden on me.
She didn't make you see things.
Oh yeah, she did, but that was, seers. What are you gonna do?
Not let them touch you.
That seems fair.
I agree. Is there food downstairs? I'm quite peckish.
Yeah, but can we get it to go? I feel like we've been putting off this mission for about a day now.
Absolutely. Hold on a moment, and I'm gonna unlock Pearl's door. There we are. Be ready for the peace and quiet to pass.
"No, I'm very quiet today." And I'll open the door and I'll just gently try and walk close to Cathar.
And I will immediately head downstairs.
All right, team assembled. Let's go. Quest.
Seeing Cathar come down the stairs, followed somewhat closely by Pearl, with Dirk trailing, Barkeep says, "Excellent, everyone. Mayor has had a word with me. The wagon and Steven are provisioned for food, and there's coffee, there's tea, there's everything you could possibly need, and a couple things that probably you won't. In the wagon, you're all set."
One more request. That drink I drank last night, can I get one to go?
No. The mayor also had a word with me. Your credit does not extend quite so far as that.
I want to message Cathar Because I know he's sneaky. Cathar, I need a favor. Look at me if you accept and blink once.
One of my eyes turns in your direction.
And now I need you to blink if you agree to my request. There is something behind. There is something behind the bar. I need you to borrow for safety for us in our mission. If you could be so kind to grab it, I will distract the barkeep.
Can I respond to this message?
No, so that's why I asked you to blink. Blink if you agree.
I like waggle my eye up and down and left and right.
Cathar. Please.
Roll it around.
While Cathar's eye is rolling around, can I quickly touch him?
Oh, my other one is on you.
No.
So no.
Can I do it anyway?
Make an attack roll with disadvantage if you want to go for that.
Okay. So... Can I attack with my crystal ball?
I don't think that would get you the results you're going for.
Doesn't make a difference.
Or
You're
can I
trying
make
to
the...
make a touch attack, right?
Yeah, it was just trying to get close to you quick enough to...
Right, so it would
Wipe
just be a
touch you.
strength roll then.
Oh my fucking god. Still a 16.
Oh, too bad my AC is 17. I immediately turn invisible.
I also forgot to do something. Can I do something that I was supposed to do when I woke up?
I will say you have disadvantage on this roll, but yes,
Yeah.
if it's your
Oh
portent.
yeah, that as well. Yeah, it's my portent.
Yes.
Can I...
Roll your portent.
Okay. We're gonna see. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll chuck that in the bank. And it's disadvantage, so we're going.
It,
Still
there's-
16.
I still have an AC of 17. You still miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that -2 strength modifier.
Really getting you there.
Yeah.
So you take like a tentative step towards Cathar, and then he just blinks out of existence. Yeah.
And I say very clearly, not without my permission, as you hear my voice walking further away.
Could I touch you?
I message Cathar, great, you're in the plan. So you need to go behind the bar, and I give him the directions of where the drink came from, because I think he's accepting my mission since he's invisible.
How difficult does it seem to be able to get to what she's asking about if I check behind the bar?
You would have to like sidle past barkeep, but you can get to where she's describing getting to. Pulling it out of where it is kept is a different question,
Right.
but you can get there with just with deception or stealth with your classic advantage for being invisible.
Right. Yeah, but it's heavy, and it's like in the ground.
Yeah.
I will turn to the barkeep and be like, barkeep, I just need to ask your help with something with Steven. He was asking for some help, and I know we're not supposed to just be responsible with the mayor's tab, so I wanted to consult with you about how to deal with this. So if you would follow me, and I'm kind of being a little bit forceful about like grabbing him and like bringing him outside.
You're gonna like, so he's on the other side of the bar. You're gonna like pull him over the bar, or are you like dragging him to go around it?
I'll drag him to go around the bar.
He's like, what is going on today with the people and the touching? What? Yes, what? Stephen?
Who is Steven again?
Stephen
donkey?
is not the name of the mule, of the donkey.
Did you ask him that?
Did you?
Yes, I did.
When?
When I was passing by the other day. So if you will follow me.
Give me a persuasion roll. With disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Persuasion. Here.
So, I just want to say as a DM, This is why DMs have level 20 innkeeps. Because of this kind of bullshit shenanigans.
14.
The barkeep stops just as you get him around the side of the bar. And it's like, what? Just tell me what you want.
Okay. Is there enough room for Cathar to... Oh, but he would still see it. Okay. It's a little bit embarrassing. I wish to speak to you in private.
You can... I've seen you. You can speak into people's heads. Just put it in here.
But that's so impersonal, and I'm gonna touch his shoulder and like flutter my eyelashes.
What could be more personal than talking into... Here. And he speaks in your mind. What do you want?
Oh, you can do that too. Stephen told me that his... What is it, the word? The horse's horseshoe. His horseshoes are a little bit uncomfortable, and so the trek to the tower will be very hard for him. So I need to get your expertise on whether this will be an amiable charge to the mayor, etc., etc.
I'll tell you what. On the way out of town, take the donkey past... I don't believe you. Take the donkey past Undill's place. I'll tell you where it is. It's not far from here. He'll give the donkey's shoes a tune-up.
Okay,
and...
fine. Yes, I'll do that. And I just kind of just huff really loud and... Fine. Just start walking towards the exit of the inn, waiting for everybody.
I'm out. I'm gone. I left
follow
before
her
all of
out.
this chaos.
Is there like food sitting around?
Yeah. There's like a couple of trays of stuff on the bar that you can either serve yourself from or you can make a special order.
I will invisibly grab a couple of slices of bread and a baked fish and just like make a sandwich and eat it as I'm walking out the door.
For sure. A fish sandwich bobs its way out the door. And you step out and you hear the bray of a donkey around the corner.
Can we get about the work, please? I'm a bit frustrated with how the morning has gone.
Yep. That sounds fine with me. And I'm just gonna go and sit in the cart, waiting for everybody.
Hey, Steven, ready to make us some mula?
Oh my.
Yeehaw!
It just gets better.
I sense someone's going to die.
Stay over there!
And as everybody piles into or orbits around Stephen and this cart, that is where we are going to bid our adieu to you tonight, dear listeners, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining us for our exploration of Puddletown. We hope to see you again next week. Same time, same place.
Maybe next time we'll actually make it out of town.
Maybe!
No.
Maybe!
No.
I wouldn't put money on it, but you have, so I would recommend you do. Lest the mayor gets somewhat cross.
Thomas would never stand for any of this. He'd be real disappointed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Thomas is dead in a cave, so...
I'm astonished that none of you are at all interested in how much of a tab you've run up.
No,
I don't think
it's
I
best
ran
not
out
to
of
know
that.
that.
Think about it.
Yep. Yeah. I love knowledge, but not that type of knowledge.
I'm barely connected.
Alright, good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya.
Bye.